As always, a lot of Russian oil facilities got blown up last night, so that was nice.
It's still
Russia's
North Koreans still fighting.
Yep. Russia's at 43% capacity for what their oil production is supposed to be at for this year, or for last year. They kind of failed on that front.
Ooh,
Yeah, they're about to default
that's a
on.
big hit.
They're about to default on all their loans they had to prop their country up.
I wonder how long they can go.
That's the big question.
Shabbat shalom. Ma shlomech. What do you think Trump is going to do now with Ukraine and Russia?
Putin already told him to piss off, so he's going to continue to support Ukraine because he doesn't really have a choice. And if he doesn't support Ukraine, it tells China they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Is he going to keep slow walking aid to Ukraine, or do you
Now
think he's going
that's a
increase
good
it?
that's a good question. I don't know about that one. I don't know if we'll continue trickling in bullshit. By the way, for those that were here last night, if you haven't seen, Alan Duncan finally got it published on his channel. He's the one that did the interview with the Yazidi girl who's deeply ingrained with stuff in the Middle East, especially the Yazidi and the Kurdish people. He has an interview that he just posted up and published this morning with the commander of the SDF, the Syrian Defense Force, formerly known as the YPG. No,
I can't believe we were just speaking to an ISIS ex-member.
no, he said his family was.
No, he said in his family there are people who have connections, not that they are members.
So we have another Hassan, Masab Hassan Yusuf, I guess.
I wouldn't go that far because Hassan Nasser Yusuf is the son of one of the founders of Hamas.
The Green
and
Prince.
He was like,
I'm actually currently reading his book, and I can't tell you how many times I've cried already.
I like when he
it's,
speaks.
horrifying.
I like when he speaks, and Westerners aren't used to that way of rhetoric. They're like he speaks as if like the rhetoric he uses is as if he's still a member of Hamas, but he's speaking just bluntly about stuff, and it's terrifying to Western people who aren't used to that shit. And it's hilarious.
No, the thing about Masab is that he will tell you the truth about his upbringing,
Mhm.
and people don't see behind his fight. His main fight is fighting for a better life for the Palestinians, like getting them out of this cycle,
Endless
calling
abuse.
out the leadership, calling out Hamas, the book is great. You have to read it.
I'll have to put it on my list. I need another bookshelf. I've run out of room.
I love when he says children.
You don't care about the Gaza children. Who are
No,
you?
it's not children. Children.
Who are you? You don't know what Palestinian is.
You're not even fit to be a mother.
Tap the screen, guys. We're at 4,500 likes. Let's get those numbers up. Let's get this slide pushed out so we don't start off dead like we did last night.
I'm here to make your life boring.
Oh God.
I'm just kidding. I tried so hard. I opened my own live, and all I had was Ellie saying stupid shit.
Have you tried not screaming at people when they come up and say stupid things?
Well, no opposition came up.
Oh.
That's the thing.
Oh, you missed it last night. We ended up. I think I got like 2 or 3 opposition the whole night, and at one point we ended up I had a friend who genuinely was curious. We did an entire lesson on basically what the Talmud is. And then I was telling her, I was like, by the way, look, now that you know what it is, blah, 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 here's what normally happens. I'm sure you've seen it. Someone will say, oh, well, this is in the Talmud. Jews believe this. Well, we've already discussed it. Not every Jew reads the Talmud. It takes a lifetime to even understand this stuff. And how they do the cherry picking and stuff. And I was like, look, you've got an entire conversation of arguments where they're setting parameters for the arguments. What's the extreme on each end? What's the middle? And you'll take someone who will quote one sentence from the extreme from one specific person without any context, and they'll claim this. And sure enough, fucking Jason came up and did that exact same thing. She's like, oh, you told me this was going to happen. This is interesting. Almost like we deal with this all the time. This is what they do.
This is how bad my live was. I went into my blocked list and unblocked all of them.
Oh my God.
And they still didn't come in.
God. Sam doesn't like Bob. Who says I don't like you, Bob? Oh, Bob, you need to do your live for a certain amount of times within a certain amount of days.
David, where you been?
I've just been busy. So I come up here and there. How have you been?
Good.
Nat, I've never bullied Bob though. That's the difference, Nat.
Main thing about the Talmud and the main answer I would give people is that it's not Jewish law. Simply, it's not. It's not anything.
It's Reddit for rabbis.
It's simply why Jews focus so much on the Talmud, why we study it so much, because the Talmud is the process of making Jewish halacha, which is Jewish law, deriving, that is the process. And if you want to know, if you want to be a rabbi that could give rulings on stuff, you need to learn how to rule. What is the process?
It's just rabbis arguing over shit that people ask. That's it.
And you learn
again. It's Reddit for rabbis.
Oh, Shake is here. Shake is here.
Oh, Shake is here. Let's go.
Shake your booty.
I love when Mustafa read it out loud, and I was like, I saw it as soon as he came up. I saw the name, and I went, wait a minute. And then Mustafa said it out loud, but he said it all funny. He goes, Shake ya booty. What the fuck? SKS, this isn't a 3v1. They're just up here talking. You haven't even requested. How is it a 3v1 if there's no opposition here? The fuck are you talking about?
Where is he? Is he requesting?
Oh, Shake. Oh, yeah, there he is.
Yalla, اطلع احكي معهم. Shake, I am
What's good?
I am a Arabic speaking Jew.
Ooh. Those are the best.
Ooh.
I'm from. My parents grew up in Syria.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that must have been hard.
I don't.
Where were you in Syria?
Damascus. We lived with the Christians, so.
We used to go down to Halab and all these other places. I don't remember. I was a kid, but we used to get cheese from Syria when it was Syria.
My mom makes Syrian cheese from scratch.
The fuck is Syrian cheese? What?
Dude, it's ridiculous.
It's a really good salty white cheese.
Okay, compare it to cheese that White Boy would know.
I can't explain it to you.
Like a feta cheese.
You have to try it. If you're in New York, I'll give you a bag.
But why would I go to that shithole? Why would I go to New York?
You can make it.
Yeah, I mean, you can make it. He's gonna F it up though.
Yeah, you have to put it in a cheesecloth and squeeze it. It's a whole thing. Don't do it.
I do like cooking though.
You
I like
make it
making
in
food.
a diaper.
No, it's not Lebna. Lebna's different. Lebna's watery.
Lebna is more of a yogurt, salty, white kind of thing, and then Syrian cheese is like I guess you can compare it to Italian mozzarella.
It's like mozzarella feta combination.
Yeah, it's like a tangy-ish.
Like in taste or like in texture? Okay.
Texture, you can definitely compare it to, but not regular yellow mozzarella cheese. Real Italian mozzarella cheese. That is more tangier.
They just call it jibna here.
I don't know if they sell any of that stuff here in Texas. Maybe I'll go look.
Yeah, you might if there's Arabs there, you can definitely find it.
Renzi, my entire area has been taken over by Indians. Like India has decided we're moving to Dallas.
But there's Arabs in Dallas. You can definitely find them. I don't know, maybe.
I
They're
don't know.
used to
I
it.
work in Dallas and I work in the ghetto. 3 sides of my building, the glass is bulletproof because people would like to drive by on the freeway and just pop shots at the building for no reason.
I'm not gonna call Sam pretty in Arabic. I can curse him out if you want.
Wow. Rude. What have I ever done to you, Renzi? Except insult your man.
I don't know. I never heard you insult him.
What are you talking about?
But Shakes, teach us some more stuff.
What about this?
Oh, where do I even start? Where do
What
I
about
even
that?
start?
Oh, yeah, Shake for reference. So, like, Hammer in that life, probably one of the most educated people in our community on Islam. Nick second, and there's probably a bunch of people before me. But like, Hammer's read thousands of hadiths. He's read the Quran, I think, 3 times. I'm on my second reading. Nick's read it a couple times. Nick's read thousands of hadiths. I have as well. But like, I've got, like, for reference, I'm a random fucking agnostic white dude. My mom was raised super Christian. My dad was raised beat you with a ruler Catholic. And they were like, yeah, you do what you want. So like,
Love it.
I've got Stone Edition Chumash. I've got King James Bible, all different versions of the Bible, Old Testament, New Testament, Psalms, Quran in English and
So have
Arabic.
you decided yet? That's what we want to know.
No, I've got Quran, English and Arabic. I've got teachings of Buddha, Hinduism, paganism, Norse mythology. Like, I've got all sorts of shit. Just like that shelf right there. That's my religious shelf. You would probably enjoy it. We occasionally do hadith lives where we'll just go through one book and we'll just go. Hammer's got them written down. His funniest hadiths. We'll just go through one at a time and read the hadiths.
It's like 3 in the morning. I can't even function. Give me a funny hadith.
I think my
can refresh.
favorite one is still the Ethiopian with the head of a raisin. It's still one of my funniest.
That one's so normal.
Or
That's so
there's
weird.
the one about what's his name? Chasing the stone that stole his clothes.
Oh my God, Abraham.
Yeah, Abraham's he gives it 7 lashings.
And then this whole thing happened so that Allah can prove that he has a big cock.
No, it was to prove that he didn't actually have hemorrhoids like he said he did, or a hernia.
Oh,
It was.
I have a question.
Mhm.
I've
Yeah.
heard someone on TikTok, like I was listening to a live, and they explained the cover of the Quran and how it looks like horns.
Well, it's not just the cover. If you look at the black stone, the way it's described is the black stone, the outer layer, is the shape of a vulva, and
Uh-huh.
the black stone goes in like a shaft of a penis. I don't know if we can say that, but that's what it says in the hadith. It says that in the book. So it's the whole point of the black stone was that women would go there when they didn't have kids, and they would pray to Baal, and Baal is in the Bible too. They would take their menstruation blood, wipe it, and then wipe it on the stone, and then have sex in front of the stone while they're going around the Kaaba. And they believed that would be something that would get them reward and get them a baby.
And
And
they
so
would do that right after.
they
Right
would
after
have
they would
massive
bury.
orgies, yeah.
What?
Right after they
Yeah,
would
they would have
bury
massive
their
orgies at yeah.
the daughter. They would bury the daughter they just had in the sand, and then they would wish for a son.
So child sacrifice and sun worship.
It's Renzi. Have you not heard Hammer going on about all that crap? He just goes off on it.
This is so perverted.
He-
I didn't know it
Hammer
was this
describes him as
perverted.
Hammer describes him as paganistic. Okay, I gotta pee real quick. Hang on.
Wait, does that mean?
Look, I heard some menstruation. I don't know if
Does
I'm in the
that
right line.
mean? Oh my God, millennial, what's up?
What's up? I heard people talking about menstruation. I was like, I don't need to be here.
Oh no
Talk about.
no! Every
Wait, so
man.
let me ask. So in Islam, you're allowed to do
No,
it with
wait.
your
Is,
wife
What
I
while
heard
Muhammad
she's
would do,
Wait, hold on.
while
Wait.
she's
I
on her
heard.
period?
I heard Islam gets them before they menstruate. So like they
Muhammad,
bleed.
Wait. Let me ask.
Ooh.
In Islam, is it permitted
so
to have
Muhammad,
intercourse with your
Muhammad,
wife when she's on her
Muhammad,
period?
Muhammad's a hypocrite. He forbid it.
Hold on.
And
Wait.
then
Hold on,
when
wait.
his wives would have menstruation, he would put a towel between their legs and he would thigh them. So he would
Hold
put
on,
his
hold on, wait,
little
hold on,
thing
wait.
between their thighs.
Wait, are you telling me?
Yeah, it's
Hold on,
wild.
wait.
I'm
Are
telling
you
you.
telling me Muhammad was like, we can't have sex when you're on menstruation, but if you're 9, we can do it?
Yeah, pretty much.
But millennial, for reference, Shake here came up on Nick's Live. He's an apostate who. Well, did you say you had family members who are in IS?
Oh yeah.
Like I said, I'm here. I'm only.
I
here.
thought affiliated.
I wanted to tell you, you might be our second Musab Hassan Yusuf.
I'm here to support both Israel.
Wait, regardless of
God.
Islam, who here believes in being a vampire when your woman's on her period?
Mickey,
Can you drop him? Can you drop him, please?
No.
These are things you do and don't talk
Wait,
about.
hold on. Hold on a minute.
No.
I heard that's the ticket to eternal life.
Look at this account.
No.
Throw up.
What is that?
Oh, hey, it's my bread.
Like I said, I'm here to support Israel and Russia.
What about
we'll have
the
this
dough? What about the dough? Why don't you?
Daddy,
support
why
the
do you
dough?
have to kill every conversation?
for reference.
Kill a
Shake,
conversation.
Shake. If you want to understand the logic behind Mickey's bread or Zaddy's bread up there, and if you're ready to be scarred,
He basically grapes bread.
Well, let me tell you this. Now you guys are jolting my
Oh
memory.
wait,
with
now
these.
I'm
Let me
interested.
tell you this.
Hold on.
I make some delicious
Wait,
dough.
Wait, hold on.
Everybody shut
Wait,
up.
hold on. Millennial, have you never seen his bread videos?
I have not.
Millennial,
Oh my God,
go
go
to
watch
Zaddy's
them and
account
come back.
right now. Just listen in the background.
No.
Millennial, go
what
to
are
his
you
account and look at the repost.
No,
Like
I
the
don't
main
want to
account.
sleep. I don't want to dream about that tonight. No.
But wait, and just understand, some of it I bake myself, dough and all, and then some of it I just like get at the store, and I enjoy some carbs. You know what I'm saying?
He literally
Wait, I'm gonna see
SAs
it. Hold
the
on.
bread.
No, it's consensual, and then I eat
I will
the
never
bread.
follow
I
that
eat the
account,
bread right
by the way.
afterwards.
I don't even follow that account.
So wait,
I will
It's
never
on
follow
all my
that.
accounts.
So
What are you
wait.
talking about?
So wait.
That's why I blocked you from viewing your
So wait a
stories.
second, Zaddy. So your yeast has a name.
So speaking about fingering bread, this is
No,
written.
we weren't talking about fingering bread.
Yes, we were.
No, we really
I
were.
think the topic.
This is written.
I think
in
the topics
7
are Ukraine, Israel, and Hamas.
Hang on.
Wait, I want to
thought
hear
was-
this. There's a hadith for fingering bread. Go on.
Oh, it goes better.
Oh my
Oh
god.
no
this
way!
This is recited in 7 different books, and it's Sahih 100%. This is Muhammad said.
Wait, Sahi, what? What is
Someone can send me their contact info. I can send you the full thing.
Oh, dude,
I'll send you the
I've
full,
got Sooner.com pulled up right now. What is it?
Hold on, gosh.
We need to
Just
look.
let him say it. You guys are
Give me
so
a minute.
annoying.
Okay,
No, I want to put it up on
the.
I'll put it on the screen. I'll put it on the screen.
Wait, I want to hear it. Go.
Basically, you can make a hole in a watermelon, and you can insert your phallus into the watermelon until you come.
You gotta chill with the language. You gotta use
Ain't no
translate.
way that's in a hadith.
It's a hadith. Hold on, let me get the
Is
book.
that
Mickey,
why so
Mickey.
many guys in America
It's-
use oranges?
Mickey,
now?
your
No,
bad.
it's actually in 7
Wait, can
different
I ask
hadiths.
real quick? Is the word for bread close to the word for goat?
No, leave the goats alone. I have a goat. No.
Wait, hang on, Mickey. Are you about to go into every Pro Pally Live and just destroy their
By the way,
worldview?
millennial, if you want to watch the goat action, I have some videos.
I am so glad. I'm so glad when the United States
Lindsay,
told me to shoot
every guy who spent enough time in the military and went on deployments and had any access to one of those tower cameras, I can't remember what the frick they were called, has nighttime videos.
They were called FLIR.
Well, no, that's the
literal just object.
That's the system. I'm talking about the tower though that they were on. I don't know if you remember those.
Tower.
It was basically just a long tower. You could set it up anywhere, and it had one camera on the top of it.
Why does size matter so much to you?
Ooh, it doesn't. It's really about how you.
Wait, did the bread just moan?
It did.
Did it, or was it me?
No, it did. The bread moaned. What the fuck is going?
Yo,
Wait, is that a screenshot of one of the breads from your actual video? It is. It is.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie to you. You make me uncomfortable.
Hey Renzi, can you believe that I actually consult people on geopolitics, including foreign policy advisors in the Senate? Can you believe this shit?
And Renzi, he shows them the videos.
No,
I do. Like, if it's one of those moments where we're just like joshing around, like,
I would have you fired.
I'm my own boss. What?
Wait. The
I
Senate,
wouldn't.
the U.S.
I wouldn't let
Senate?
anyone do an interview
No,
with you.
Mickey's the kind of dude that would walk up to Trump and go, "Hey, watch this."
Dude, it's literally happened. I thought about showing him to Brian Mast the other.
Wait, Joe.
Oh shit.
Joe, are you uncomfortable?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, dude.
Did you watch the videos
No,
yet?
he ain't
Oh
uncomfortable.
no, I'm not. I ain't gonna do that.
You
No.
are you are
Why?
not uncomfortable, bro.
Hey.
Every one of us, you know that every one of us can play gay chicken to the bitter end.
No,
Mhm.
no. Here's the thing.
Should I send you? Should I send you
I'm
the goat
perfectly
video?
fine. I'm perfectly fine with the gay check. I'm perfectly.
Shake,
fine
you
with
gotta
that.
come back or you're gonna
But-
Do you draw the line at lobe?
But the bread thing is throwing me.
Someone,
But you haven't even seen the videos. You got go watch a couple of
someone,
them.
in, someone in
I'm good.
YouTube chat just types, "What did I just walk in
I
on?"
wanna ask Sheikh why Muslims drink camel piss.
Ew.
Oh,
wait,
because it has many benefits. For
He immediately came
they
back
have
to
actual
answer.
packets. Wait, he's right. They have actual packets of camel piss in stores in parts of the Middle East. Somebody
No,
pulled it
No,
up.
yeah, they
Yeah.
sell it in the Palestinian territories.
it's strong, so
were-
you gotta mix it with milk. So
Yeah.
it's wild.
For real?
There were
For real?
there were three men.
They still
Yeah.
do
There were
it?
3 men
Oh
who
yeah.
were
Oh yeah.
sick.
I
and
lived in
came
Saudi
to
Arabia.
Muhammad.
Astaghfirullah al-Azim.
There's a hadith saying also Sahih that 3 men that were sick came to Muhammad and said, "We're sick. What can we do?" And Muhammad basically told them, "Drink the piss and the milk of the camel, and you'll feel better."
Ew.
So
Oh my god.
I'm waiting for Shake. I'm waiting for Shake
Oh,
to give me the
like
hadiths.
that.
I got Sunnah.com. I'll pull it up on screen for everyone. This is gonna be great. Don't forget to join the team, guys. Tap the screen.
Now I need to ask my family if they like were convinced to drink.
You know what though?
Camel
The piss
piss.
thing that does sound like almost like a new agey thing too. Like it's not that far off.
Shut the fuck up, bro.
Bro. A lot of I
Shut
bet
the
you if you I
He's
bet you
such
if it
a
wasn't like a
fucking
Middle
weirdo.
Eastern
Yeah,
thing.
definitely. If you talk to a bunch of leftists and they say, "Oh, the Muslims do it, and it has a lot of benefits," I can definitely see that happening.
Exactly.
But any normal person would not.
That's not the point.
Paradise.
It
What
is
they
the
were talking
point.
about.
You're an
That's
idiot.
actually in
I
a
didn't say
Islamic
it was-
hadith. It's
You're
that's
saying
real.
It sounds like it's like a healthy thing. It's camel piss. It's waste. It's bodily waste.
Do you think we could
There's
find
no
it in New York?
benefits to drink. You can't even drink your own piss without getting sick.
Hold on.
Renzi, do you think it's in any of the stores in like Brooklyn or Queens?
I hope not.
But I mean,
Oh my God, I'm gonna look.
Just to be
I'm
sure,
looking at Mickey.
But wait, just to be sure, could you?
Oh
say slow?
my god. Oh my god. There's a website.
I would do a
Hang on.
podcast with you, Mickey. Everyone wants us
There's
to do
there's a
podcast.
website called Oasis
Oh,
Milk.
really?
Hang on, guys. There's a website called Oasis Milk. Oasis Milk. And their top selling item is camel urine, 0.5 liters.
I was just gonna say, just to be sure it's not cool, could you say it slower?
Oasis Milk.
You see, if I didn't know any better, I would have went in the store and picked it up. Like,
Wait,
I wouldn't know,
hold
oh,
on.
we need
Wait,
milk,
ha-
and this looks like it's some
Hang on.
you know, oat milk or something.
Hammer has bought Zamzam water. What do you think the likelihood of it buying
so-
this is?
I don't think, by the way, Mickey, I don't think they sell it in the States because it's probably illegal.
Yeah, Zamzam water has.
Oh, have you ever been to some of the international stores?
Now,
out
we
here?
don't have camels in America, do we?
It doesn't
We
matter.
do.
They'll still ship it
I
in like
think.
the little packets that it comes.
Oh my
in.
god. No, it comes in a Petri cup. It comes in like a little piss cup.
There you go.
Shut the fuck up.
It's $25 for half a liter. Or
Can you
25
get it here in
euros.
the
Right?
States? Wait, you can get it
Hang
here in
on,
the States.
hang on, let me see if they can ship it
Is
to
it-
me. No, it's in euros. Let me see if they can ship it. Check out.
That'd be a crazy YouTube video.
Oh wait,
do not buy camel piss. Do not buy.
Wait, Sam,
Bro, it's gonna be some old guy's
Sam,
piss, like
Deadly
some
Bunny,
old homeless
Deadly
guy.
Bunny has a good question. What would a Renzi and Mickey
Give us some
podcast be
ideas
called?
because we talk about everything from, you know, that relationship dynamics. We
Mickey,
talk about
I'm
Let me
sent.
tell
how
you this one.
stupid Mickey is.
Okay, I posted the book
Where?
that it's from Ibn al-Qayyim. It's not gonna be on Suno.com because it's from his specific book, but he's one of
Okay,
the.
hang on.
So I posted it in the chat. I'll post it
Ibn.
again.
Oh yeah, post
But
it again.
Sam, did we just
Ibn
find our
Qayyim.
new
If you just type this in,
Hang on,
it
hang on,
should
Izzy.
come up somewhere.
Rinsey at Mickey's. What?
Okay, so let me tell you about this hadith.
Wait,
It's
where?
really
I don't
good.
see it in chat. Where is it?
Oh, it should be all the way at the bottom.
Wow,
Like
Shake
this.
is on Coffee Cup for me, but I hear him.
Oh yeah, you're on Coffee Cup. Turn your camera on and off again. Or try that. He's Coffee Cup for me. This is weird.
Damn glitchy app.
How about me?
If Sam,
No.
we should definitely order it to Hammer's house.
How about now?
Oh, there we go.
No.
Now you're here. Okay, now try and send it in the chat. Let's see. Why don't I see it? Is it getting filtered? Is someone who's a mod? Can you tell me if that's getting filtered in the chat or something?
Y'all have some really weird conversations.
Okay, Ibn Qayyim,
Even
IBNQAYYIM. If a man makes a hole in a watermelon or a piece of dough, or turns a leather piece into a phallic object, and just search that, you'll find it. Okay, so in Islam, this is amazing. This is like jurisprudence. This is like the top judicial ruling.
no, it's on Suna2.com.
Oh,
I bet you this is where they got the idea for a pocket pussy.
let me tell you. This is the first podcast episode.
No, hold on, wait. I gotta point this out real quick. Where we got that idea was, could we do something and then they're also quiet?
No, but we got it
My
from
God.
the Hadith for sure.
Okay, here we go. If a man makes a hole in a melon, or some dough, or in a leather skin, or in the worn out part of the base of a statue, what? And penetrates into it, this is already related to the detailed description we have presented. I have said this is more expedient than him masturbating with his hands. And Ahmad said regarding whoever has an overbearing desire such that he cannot dominate himself and fears that his testicles might burst, feed it. This is an expression related. Did Millennial leave?
Why did he leave?
He's shocked. He's in shock.
Then said breaking the fast
How
is
come
lawful
Hammer
for
never
him
told us
since
about
he
this?
fears for himself and is a sin persona.
Let me
And-
tell you this. Okay,
Ooh.
this is an extra one for you.
I'm
This is
sending
an
this to
extra one.
Hammer right now.
In Islam, a daughter, you cannot have a child unless you have a Sharia marriage. So, if you have schmex and you get a woman pregnant, that daughter, Islamically speaking, is not your daughter. So when she grows up, let's say she becomes 7 years old and she's of age to have sex, then you can schmex her, and there's no, it's not illegal. It's completely allowed because technically she's not your daughter in Islam.
Oh, this should be a great account.
This shit
Oh,
is
no.
insane.
God. Bye
I was
bye.
about to tell her to come up, but I was also thinking that's a terrible idea.
No. She just spews of disgusting shit the whole time. Why is he
What was
lying?
that?
Why is he lying? I just read it.
I'm not lying, bro. This is real Islam.
No,
wanna
no,
search the
she's
hadith,
just she literally preaches death for Jews. She's just a genuine little terrorist.
So
She's a
Or
child.
honestly,
Y-
she's
your
totally- she's
father-
very
Bye bye.
good.
your father can fornicate with you as he's your father, but because he's not married to your mother, you're not considered his daughter. So he can have schmex with you, no
That is
problem.
some weird stuff.
So and in the hadith it says you can have schmex with the mother and the daughter.
Ew.
What? Wait, so hold on, did Millennial actually get uncomfortable about fucking bread and statues?
He
No.
doesn't get uncomfortable. I think he just got bored. But this is wild. I really like.
Islam is crazy, bro.
I try really hard, not, like not to know about Islam because I feel like I'm gonna be scarred. But my dad has actually, like, my dad, who is very fluent in Arabic, who reads it in Arabic, has told me about a few things, and it's just
I'm gonna hang on. Let me see if I can. I want to look. I still got to look into this. ordering urine to Hammer's house.
That is
Yeah,
pretty
but I
funny.
don't think we could get it in the States.
Oh, you can. Don't worry.
What the fuck?
We got
We
crazy
smuggling
things.
camel piss
Checkout.
over the United
To
States
checkout.
border?
Hang on, I'm going to check out.
What are these Middle Eastern grown camels?
Check out as guest. Hang on.
They're halal camels.
Oh my god, they get shipped to the U.S.
But if it's not actually camel piss, like these people are just pretending it is, and they're just peeing in the bottle. Like, bro, I want my
Hey,
money.
modern.
Worst case scenario, you get
Hey,
some, like,
Ragnar.
Egyptian disease.
Hey guys,
I just
came
wanna-
to say hi. What's going on in the ops today?
Ragnar, did you know that Middle Easterners
Did you know that we got pocket pussies from the hadiths?
Oh yeah, pocket pussies came from Muslims.
Thank God. At
They-
least we did something good.
Ragnar. You can also order camel urine to drink to your house.
Next time we talk about what they invented, I'm definitely bringing up
Pocket pussy.
I mean, Americans sell farts in a jar, so I'm
gonna read you this. I'm gonna read you this hadith, Ragnar. If a man makes a hole in a melon or some dough, or a leather skin, or the worn out part of the base of a statue, we got to find out what that means, and penetrates into it, this is already related to the detailed description we have
That
presented.
doesn't hurt.
I have said, thus is more expedient than him masturbating with his hands.
Bro, imagine. Okay, this is the culture I
Wait,
come from.
Wait, is it? Wait,
Hold
they
on,
fear. Hang on.
Hold on. Is that hold on? Is that a real hadith? Is that the real? You're lying to me right now. That is not a real
Go
hadith.
look it up.
Hey,
Go
you're-
look it up.
No, it's from Ibn Qayyim, 747. Oh my God.
Yeah, bro. So this is one of the 5.
I have heard.
Sunni
I have
books.
heard. I have read a few hadiths out.
Oh, bro, there's 7,000
Hang on.
of these fucking crazy
Hang on.
hadiths, bro.
To the dude in the chat says, please use your own funds to help Zelensky grow richer. Prove to me that Zelensky's stealing money. I'm personally $17,000 in the hole to Ukraine, making sure that my friends on the front line have equipment. And I've also gone over there myself. So before you do the whole, well, why don't you go over there? I already fucking did.
And you know what? We don't always have to agree because I don't agree with the funding to Ukraine, and that's something me and him disagree on.
Hey, there's me on the cover of the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense's website, training with my fat ass training Ukrainians. You need to give another 20K. I'm gonna continue buying stuff for my friends on the front line. Okay, back to fucking bread.
How many guys actually spend their money on pocket pussies?
You can get them at Target for
Hold
$20.
on. What?
Nowadays, I mean, I think before nobody.
Wait, hold on. Are you just doing the whole thing of like,
Daddy
hey,
has
hold
a
on.
few.
Are you doing the thing where you get the cup and you just put some sponges and the glove in it? Is that what you're
Nah,
talking? Okay.
that's called a Fifi, bro. That's
What?
fucked up. It's a
Oh my
Fifi.
God,
It's like,
ew.
it's like a jailhouse pocket pussy.
I'm so confused.
I've never even looked at them online, dude. I've never even sent a nude of myself. I'm like,
What?
Never-
What did he say?
never had to, Mickey.
Wait,
Never had
did you
to.
just say send
No, look,
one
I
to
don't
yourself?
No, I've
I
never
Did you
had.
say
No,
send one
I've
to
never had.
yourself.
I've never had to send one like myself. I've never had to do it. Like I've received stuff.
Oh,
never sent one.
got
I'm
it,
an
got it.
educator.
Me
that's
neither.
why.
I'm a good girl.
Okay, Sam. But look, if you're not getting asked for news as a guy, like, I don't know, man.
No, I've been asked. I just don't. I just don't end up having to.
Good, good. I'm actually glad you clarified that because I was about to call
I've-
you. I was worried.
Fuck you.
I mean, except for the ones he sent me, those are just that's occasional and paid for.
Unsolicited naked pics to your bros is not like
Uh,
that has nothing to
I
do
gotta
with
go, guys.
Bye,
Sam,
David.
thank you for having me.
Bye, David.
Ramsey, good to see you.
Bye,
guys.
bye.
Ew.
Bye, bye.
Yeah.
You guys send each other nudes in your group
Of course.
chat?
Hey, wait, Mickey. I saw a screenshot of a
course
group.
Mickey
Hang
would
on.
say of
I
course.
saw a screenshot of a group chat of Marines. This is real, Mickey. It was a screenshot of a
Yeah,
group chat.
we all know
Hang on,
Marines are
hang on.
gay as hell.
Shush. This is important. It was a clearly blurred out screenshot. It was like, guys, I'm feeling a little self-confidence. Want to send this to her. What do you think? And it was like, dude, top tier, great positioning, great angle. She's going to love it.
Dude, that's the way the bros need to be, though. Gassing each other up.
Uplift the homies.
What the shit?
You got
I
this,
don't know,
kid.
Coach. These new age millennials are weird.
Yo, these
Oh wait,
fucking
Renzi,
Marines,
Renzi, does Hammer
the
not
people
send
we
you
have protecting us?
Hammer? Does Hammer not send you photos in the bath, Renzi?
Not of his fucking dick.
Well,
What he's trying to say is Sam does receive photos from the bath.
I get feet photos in the bath.
I've heard of guys sending in group chats like, you know, videos they've taken with like girls they've
Ew,
been
no.
with. But I've never heard of you guys just randomly sending D pics.
We're obviously joking about that, Renzi.
No,
but I will say the amount of videos I have on my phone of other Marines deep throating various types of food is ridiculous.
I know why they say you guys are so gay.
The gayest group of straight men you'll ever meet.
Definitely not straight. I know y'all be fucking.
Dude, I remember at the Baghdad embassy, I got the Marine guards at this party one night to start playing gay chicken with my gay friend who didn't seem gay. And
gay chicken with my gay friend.
Hilarious. They didn't realize he was gay. And they thought they could win a gay chicken with the gay man.
That's evil.
You guys are amazing.
That's evil.
I'm gonna stay in.
Wait,
the
what
chat.
is gay
Love
chicken?
you
Gay
guys.
shake. Thanks for coming
Shake
up.
wants to leave us because we're being embarrassing.
No, it's 4 a.m. I'm tired.
Shake's
Guys,
like, yo, I don't know what you fucking Americans are up to, and I'm like all
my
for the
God.
freaking Islam bashing, but no,
Zaddy's bread is in chat saying, "Please, Daddy, play with me."
Like, Coach, what do you mean? We just found out there's a hadith that invented pocket pussy.
Oh yeah, Coach.
Wait, they invented something else?
Yes.
There you go, Coach.
Oh my
Coach,
I'm telling
Coach.
you.
Everyone quiet. If a man makes a hole in a melon or some dough or a leather skin or the worn out part of the base of a statue and penetrates into it, this is already related to the detailed description we have presented. I have said this is more expedient than him masturbating with his hand. And Ahmad said, regarding whoever has an overbearing desire such that he cannot dominate himself and fears that his testicles might burst. Wait, quote, feed it. At the end it says, quote, feed it.
Send this to me.
I'm at a loss.
Send this to me so I can send it to some particular jihadi girlies.
Oh no, I'm putting it in the chat with Amanda.
Okay, I got it.
Amanda's gonna read that and be like, what the fuck? Shakes the chat, thank you Allah.
Can somebody send me which hadith this is? Like,
it's oh my god!
Please tell me it's like Sahih Bukhari.
No, it's not. Hang on,
guys, can you guess who I'm about to send this to?
Muslima?
Yeah,
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Then why did you ask?
Because I didn't think you guys would get it.
Oh,
wait, are you really gonna be here tomorrow, dude?
Yeah. So I'm gonna go.
He hasn't even gone to sleep yet. He's a bullshit.
I did go to sleep for a minute. I'm gonna sleep a little bit more. If I can't sleep, I'm just gonna pack my car and hit the road.
We can't wait to hear some more from you, Shay.
I'm gonna, Shay.
Oh, dude, wait till Nick finds out about this hadith. Oh my god, I gotta tell him right now.
Can you send it in the Telegram group?
Oh, dude, Nick is gonna love that. On a side note, I just received a $5 bill that says in a Sharpie that Joe and the hoe must go.
Oh Jesus!
I love that. I love that.
I love that for you.
Okay.
Wait, someone in YouTube chat says I'm not gay, but my boyfriend always says I am. that is like the military right there.
That is such a Marines thing to say. Sure.
Oh, here for someone wanted a screenshot in chat of the hadith. There you go.
Oh my god!
Christ,
what is
bro.
it? Which what?
Coach,
what is it from?
I says it at the bottom. I sent it to you on Telegram.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Muslims, for inventing pockets. Oh, the bread wants back up.
But wait a minute. No. All this confirms is that they are allowed to use them.
If it moans,
not that they invented them.
wait. If the bread moans, you're blocking it.
Yeah.
It already moaned once.
Wow.
Man, we had Millennial was my one opposition to come up, and then we scared him off.
Wait, this scared off the older millennial?
Yes. He was like, what the hell?
Well, he didn't know about Mickey's bread videos.
Oh.
And now he does.
Now he does.
I
and his
never
life
seen Millennial
forever
get
changed.
uncomfortable by melons.
Wait,
His
Renzi,
life
I
has
got an
been forever
idea.
changed.
What does the base of a statue mean? I need to know that.
Bro, it sounds like a really painful situation.
I think I understand it, and I'm ashamed of myself for
Did you try
understanding
it?
Coach would understand.
But like when you're building a statue, there's a pole that goes through it. Therefore, you have like
But it says
Bro,
the
why
worn.
do you
Hang
know
on.
this?
It says the worn out base of a statue.
Maybe they're talking about a mannequin, like a blow up doll. They also invented blow up dolls.
We don't know that.
Yes, they got all this from the hadiths. I'm telling you.
But who was
keep saying that the Jews invented corn and all this sexualized stuff. But it's
Yeah,
really
wait a
the
minute.
hadiths. It's the
Who
hadith.
invented blow up dolls? What is my Google searches?
It's
FBI.
definitely a
please.
Jew. Don't do that.
I
It's
hope-
definitely a Jew.
I hope
Hang on,
your
Bob-
wife checks this.
Bob Knerr, Knerr. Is that a Jewish person?
That
Kinda sounds
definitely
like a Jewish
little
name.
Jewish.
Shit.
Oh, fuck us.
Robert Christian Knerr.
Bro, the bread coughed. Can you drop it, please?
the bread cough.
Who invented
Hey,
blow up
Zaddy's
dolls?
bread. How's
There's a
How
fucking
are you?
PDF on who invented the blow up doll. What the shit is this?
Well, tell us. I'm sitting here waiting.
Blow up Wikipedia, blow up dolls have a history that spans centuries. It is often thought they're invented by H-Man, but this is a myth that has been
Told you
debunked.
it was anti-Semitic.
Hang on. Instead, let's explore the
And he
true
got a
origins
lot
of the
ideas
inflatable
from the
companions.
Muslims.
As
Don't
early
forget.
as early as the 1700s, French artists and tailors used inflatable mannequins for their work. These early blow-up dolls are made from leather and filled with air or water. Oh God!
It definitely sounds
Hang
like
on,
the hadith.
Thomas Edison even patented an inflatable doll in 1877. What the fuck? Fast forward to 1950s when Japanese rubber manufacturers developed modern blow-up dolls as sex
he
toys.
invented
Ooh.
the phone and blow up doll.
No, he
Wait,
patented
Sheikh
a
said-
type.
Sheikh said
No,
something.
yeah, he patented
Wait,
it
wait,
doesn't
wait.
mean he invented it. So we got to figure
Wait,
out
what
who
did
invented
Sheikh
it.
say?
Sheikh said that you're allowed to do this with melons and statues, but if you masturbate with your hand, I think you're going to hell. What happens to your hand?
You go to
Tell us.
Jehannam.
You gotta cut it off.
You must cut your hand off.
I'm so disturbed right now. I don't know what to say.
Is that why that picture on X came about when the dude was putting it in the muffler of a vehicle?
Ew. But why?
Wait, now there's a different thing on who invented.
Yeah, if you
What?
can look it
Man,
up.
why
Guy
is-
humps
where did-
muffler?
What? We're not going into that. Why did people think that H-Man invented the blow-up doll? What?
Wait, what?
Hang on. Never confirmed. American professor Bo Rugberg does explore the concept of sex dolls at sea, and itself with complicated history entails the issues surrounding gender, sexuality, and life under colonial rule. What the fuck?
What if you use your marine friend's hand?
Then it's not gay because it's not your hand. I mean,
What?
What the fuck, coach? I don't know.
but it's okay because it's your dog.
PVC became a preferred choice for making the dolls? What the fuck?
Okay,
Where
move
are
on.
you reading this?
There's an
Bro,
entire...
he gets
There's an
he gets so
entire
deep into
history
something.
page. Dude, I'm autistically obsessive. There's an entire history page on this shit.
How many autistic people do we have here?
Fucking probably
Well,
a lot.
In a Jewish community.
I know
and the
coach is
allies, can you imagine?
on the spectrum also, I heard.
No, I was making that up.
No, the guy told you. Goober said you're on the spectrum.
Oh yeah, Scoober did.
Yeah, I believe him.
And anything's possible, I guess.
Bro, there's
Mickey's definitely autistic.
How am I autistic?
Ow, fuck.
Bro.
I think I may just convert this to Me and Hammer doing a Hadith live.
Yeah.
I think that may be time.
Are you
Oh wait,
dropping it?
Shake's back. I might in a little bit. If Hammer comes up and does Hadith time, it'll.
You guys are killing me. This is too good. Listen, if you masturbate in Islam, in the Day of Judgment, everyone. So let me describe to you the Day of Judgment in Islam. Everyone's nude.
Wait, is this
and
before the rock in the tree or no?
it's after.
Everybody
after.
starts
And then-
masturbating after they kill the Jews. What the
Listen.
fuck?
Coach, stop.
It's an,
Stop.
It's an
This-
orgy, by the way.
Stop. Okay.
this is how
Shh,
racist
shh,
Islam is.
shh, shh, shh.
After the rock in the tree, there's a beast that comes out of the earth. It's called the Jassasa. Okay, this Jassasa has a stick and it hits people. If it hits you on the face and you're a Muslim, you become white.
Hits you on the face.
And if it hits you on the face and you're not a Muslim, you'll turn into a black person.
What?
Okay, moving on. Your
Wait.
sins will start
What
to show.
did I
because
just hear?
Hang on. Did it?
black,
Hold on,
black
this
is
is-
the colors.
Hang on. This might be important before I forget that. Mickey, did Amanda really just send the actual redacted documents of JFK or of Martin Luther King already?
Let me go
I
look.
think it's out.
No, I don't think it's out yet.
Bro, stop being so ADHD. Like, dial back the ADHD by like just like two out of 10. You know what I mean? You can do this.
I mean, we can get this interesting. I can pick Sam's head apart about why we shouldn't be funding Ukraine.
Oh God, no.
We'll cover this the Hadith stuff real quick. We'll do the MLK Jr. stuff, and then we'll do Ukraine.
Okay, so if you've ever masturbated, you will.
I never
present-
have. Tell me more.
You'll present in front of Allah with a pregnant hand. Your hand will be
Oh,
pregnant.
I've heard this one.
No, I know.
No.
Yeah, that's a great one. That's
Yeah,
really
I've heard
messed
that.
up.
I remember this one.
But if you guys want to search up some racist stuff, you can search El Jassasa and how it turns you into a black person if you're not
Yeah,
Muslim.
the first thing on my mind
That
is
was a great one.
This stuff, by the way.
Okay, love you guys. I'm gonna go sleep.
Bye.
Another thing is, I haven't
I'm gonna go to sleep
got
until I
caught
hear
up
another
on
good one that
the
I want to tell you.
hostage, the hostage release and everything. What's the newest update on all that?
We're waiting for the 2nd
We're-
round of hostages.
And we're gonna find out tomorrow.
About the Beavis
what,
kids.
Well, about all who's alive and who's not.
Yeah, the main thing that was a concern was they released a list of females that they were going to release, but the Beavis children were obviously not on this because they're not females, but the Beavis mother was on there, so we can
What do
assume.
the Hadith say about women masturbating?
I don't fucking know.
Was that actually confirmed that she was on there
Yes, her name was on the list.
as alive?
As one of the people we don't know if she's alive. She's just on the list. Okay, let's see what we got here. Federal Bureau of Investigation. Subject: Martin Luther King Jr. A current analysis. This was March 12th, 1968. Wait, when was he assassinated? What date?
Is this like a quiz?
I'm trying to remember. Was this before? Is this before or after the assassination?
I think he was assassinated in June. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, if it's an investigation, it was after.
Was it June 9th? No.
Let's see. Table of contents. We got Washington Spring Project, Blast National, Terror.
April 4th, 1968.
March, April. Oh, so this is right before. Oh shit.
No way.
Oh.
That's their
Why is
investigation.
this a no way moment? What happened?
This is an investigation into him right before he was assassinated.
That's not good.
An investigation into MLK?
Yeah,
Yeah.
by the FBI. Hey,
Remember, they consider him also a communist. Fuck. What was the word? What's the word I'm looking for?
A
He was
commie?
considered like pro-commie. Yeah.
Hey, since 1956, Martin Luther King Jr. has occupied a prominent role in the drive for equal rights for. Oh, can't use that word. In the United States, during this critical role, or during this critical period in our nation's history, much has depended on him as the individual. Can't use that word. In great numbers have looked. Jesus Christ, FBI. Can you,
Can you be TikTok friendly?
yeah, come on, FBI. How did you not know we'd be reading this on TikTok?
Wait, when did this get released?
Amanda just sent it to me. Much depends on him still in these times when racial tensions have created an atmosphere for fear and foreboding among many blank and whites alike. The course of King the course King chooses to follow at this critical time could have momentous impact on the future of race relations in the United States. And for that reason, this paper has been prepared to give some insight into the nature of the man himself, as well as the nature of his views, goals, objectives, tactics, and the reasons therefore. Oh boy. I feel like this is going to get really bad. Mickey, you know how bad these documents get, don't you?
Yeah, but I also know how many people misinterpret them because they don't understand the.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
Washington Spring Project. Martin Luther King Jr., president of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, has stated. Who is breathing down their microphone?
My cat.
Why is your cat breathing into your microphone, Coach? What the fuck? Has stated publicly that.
It's on my shoulder.
Has stated publicly that he and 3,000 of his followers will march on Washington, D.C. this spring. He has announced that he will lead a massive civil disobedience campaign that will, Coach, what the fuck? That will, disrupt the normal course of business and, in fact, close down the nation's capital. He originally announced this project on August 15th, 1967 in Atlanta, Georgia, on the occasion of the 10th anniversary of the SCLC? What is that? Oh, of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. King predicted that this massive civil disobedience will be more effective than riots. Concerning civil disobedience, King declared, quote, to dislocate the function of the city without destroying it can be more effective than a riot, because it can be longer lasting, costly to society, but not want only destructive. Fair enough. King has referred to this campaign as the Washington Spring Project. Okay. Is there anything important here? That Black nationalist terror. One serious danger of the confrontation lies in the proposed notion of Black nationalist groups which plan to attempt to seize the initiative and escalate the nonviolent demonstration into violence. Okay. King has met with Black nationalists and attempted to solicit their support. Stokely Hone of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, an extremist Black nationalist organization, has conferred with King. Blah, blah, endorses plans for nonviolence. However, he has also stated his role will be governed by what SNCC decides. So that dude's willing to be violent. What is going on? You should be happy I'm commenting in your dead chat. I don't care. King is aware of the possibility of violence because one of his aides proclaimed recently to the press, jail will be the safest place in Washington this spring. Yep. However, despite of his political explosive situation, King continues with his plans. Okay. Strong communist influence. That's probably one of the... Of course, the strong communist influence has the most paragraphs so far. Explosive situation, background of founder. Okay, we don't care. Subversive attracted King. Communist exposed. He was forced to get rid of Hunter Pitts Hotel. Okay, nothing that we don't know here so far. King speaks at rally honoring communists. February 23rd, 1968, King was the guest speaker at a rally of more than 1,000 people at Carnegie Hall. Sponsored by the Freedom Ways, celebrating the 100th anniversary of the birth of W.E.B. Du Bois, famous, can't say that word, civil rights, crusader, who joined the Communist Party at the age of 93. All right?
There's something in there about a mistress, too, I think.
Yeah, there should be. Why is there so much shit crossed out? King wins Nobel Peace Prize. Okay, King's attraction for communist advisors. Man, they really harped on that communism, communist objectives. Yeah, they.
So that was their biggest. That was one of the ways that they were able to.
Yeah, this is like during the whole Red Scare.
Yeah. They were able to justify interfering with him, and the thing is he was. I think he was like pro-socialist thing, but he wasn't like communist per se. Like there were actual groups that were communism aligned, and there were actual spies for Russia within the Black community in some cases, but that was very rare. And anyway, I don't need to go off on a TED talk about all that.
Okay. Admiration lost in early 1966. King was relenting to Harry Watch tell about a nationally known figure who at the time was a heavy contributor and admirer of King, but was displeased because of King's stance on Vietnam. Watchtower reminded King, "We want, I don't care." Continued pressure by press, anti-Vietnam War resolution, Face the Nation, Senate hearing, Nation Symposium. Okay, cool.
Damn, Face the Nation was on back then.
The Birth of Washington Spring Project, Southern Christians, blah, blah, blah. Tax dodge. Oh my god, they're going after the church for dodging taxes. Okay. Funds from individuals, funds from government agencies. King's personal conduct, previous sexual experiences. All right. This activity is not new to King and his associates. As early as January 1964, King... I could hear someone breathing into their microphone. And now it's quiet. Okay. God damn it, Coach. 90%. Present. Where am I? Many of those present engaged in sexual acts, natural as well as unnatural, for the entertainment of onlookers. What the fuck? All right. King's mistress.
He was a fornicator.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Here's his mistress. He slept with the dentist. Oh no, he slept with the wife of a dentist. Got it. The child resembles King to a great degree, and King shares. Oh my God, he had a child with that woman.
This is like not unknown.
I didn't know he had an illegitimate child. I thought it.
Yeah, like dude, and also this.
Maybe I just forgot about that.
It couldn't be that far out of.
Maybe I just forgot about the illegitimate child.
Okay, so
oh well.
Can I know why all this was classified? Like, what is the big deal?
So basically, everything relating to him, period, was classified from the FBI's standpoint.
Which makes it more intriguing than it actually was. It's like you're sitting there reading this, and it's like, okay, it's literally just.
That's why I was looking to see if there's anything significant in that one document. Hey, what is this first one?
Okay, can we get like interesting people like Epstein?
I have an interesting quote. All Schmecks is casual.
Wait, is this being released because?
Oh
of
my
Trump?
God! Let me finish my quote.
Oh, sorry, bud.
All Schmecks is casual Schmecks if you're not wearing a bow tie. Thank you.
Okay.
Anyway,
is this all being released because of Trump?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, this was his plan, his idea. This was one of the things he was speaking
the
about
weird
on
thing
his
about
campaign
it
trail.
is Coretta Scott King still alive?
Wardo, you did not connect. Try again. I don't know. But so if you didn't know, Coach, he signed a executive order saying to make public all the documents relating to JFK,
RFK.
Yeah, RFK and MLK Jr.
Shut up.
Yeah, everything.
So we're gonna find out who was really the gunman on the grassy knoll.
No one's gonna believe it.
If there was,
no one's gonna believe it. No matter what I'm gonna tell you right now. The secret documents are going to come out, and it's going to be in black and white what happened, and no one's gonna believe it.
Why do you think you know what happened?
No, I'm just saying that because people are so fucking conspiratorial, they're gonna be like, the government faked the documents. It's not real.
I don't know, because everybody believes in Trump telling the truth.
Yeah, but Trump has no bearing on what's in these documents. Trump could just not.
I don't think that they'll think that his government.
No, they'll think that someone
whoever
before him
would've-
changed it in anticipation of someone doing this.
Wait, but isn't RFK on his administration?
No, RFK's father
Oh.
RFK Sr.
or uncle, father. I don't know.
I can still never get over the fucking
John F. Kennedy Jr.'s brother.
I can still never get over the not South Park, the Family Guy episode where there's a kid standing there and he goes, "Wow, look at my new JFK Pez dispenser." And it's just fucking his head gets shot off and he goes, "Wow."
Hey, so did you read that whole thing? And I was just over here dealing with the damn customer.
Yeah, we just went through. There was nothing important, nothing we didn't already know. It was just
Yeah,
it was an investigation
I was
into him
expecting to
and
hear
dealing.
some crazy shit.
No, this was just an investigation into him before the assassination, and a lot of communists scared.
Right, and I heard that part at the beginning. That's why it was before. It wasn't on the date, and then on the date it just says that what happened. It doesn't even say
No, it
anything
doesn't
about
even-
who
it doesn't
they
even-
suspected did it.
It doesn't even get to that date. It's
no
before.
names.
It's before then.
Oh wow! Then what the heck were we?
The documents are probably slow.
Picked out the part.
The documents are probably slow. No, this investigation was finalized before he was assassinated. That specific document. So it's probably all going to come out slowly. Mickey, how many FOIA requests do you think have been submitted within the last 24 hours?
Oh, dude.
They are so
I wouldn't
fucked
want to
with
have
people.
to sort through those, that's for sure.
Every single FOIA request is just going to say JFK. Gibby.
Dude. Imagine like our submissions actually got accepted and we got put on the like FOIA request desk. Like, bro, that would be the worst job to have in like the administration right now. I'd be rolling my eyes. I'd be like, dude.
No, some dude was sitting there at his desk, like going through FOIA requests, and then he's got Trump on the background on the TV. He goes, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna release everything about JFK." This dude's sitting there like, "What?" That dude hates his life. Okay, Ragnar. Are you at like the register right now? Are you working?
Yep.
God damn it, Ragnar. Okay, let's talk about Ukraine. Ragnar, what is your position?
I say no. That's all I'm saying. Hell
but
no. Hell
why?
no. We need to fix our country, put funds into our citizens first, make sure our country is on its own two feet. Ukraine has, I've seen I don't know if you've seen the documentary of the underground bunkers they have where they
I personally debunked that whole thing. Ragnar, I will tell you right now. So the source of that article and that video documentary is a website called Gray Zone. They're a known Russian propaganda website. Like almost everything they ever publish ever is fake.
I still believe Ukraine's just as
and hang on, the guy that pushed it, by the way, the guy that pushed that whole theory was the guy that him and his wife fled the United States after child charges and embezzlement and fraud charges. They fled the United States and went to South America and then started pushing Russian propaganda.
Man. Yeah, well, if that's true, that's true. Either way, Ukraine isn't as much as important as I believe in our own citizens that are struggling.
So is your main concern the money?
That's a portion of it, and I do believe in a lot of corruption through Ukraine. I had a lot of more documentation earlier.
Oh, I mean, dude, they were in 2014, 100%. They were the most corrupt nation in the world. Right now, they're not even in the top 30. They made a lot of improvement. They still got a lot more room to go, but 100% they used to be the most corrupt nation in Europe or in the world. That would be an absolute lie to not say that. They're post-Soviet country with post-Soviet issues. I mean, it's no shocker there.
Right. So in my opinion, I don't think we need to be helping them. They can worry about themselves.
Do you believe?
But if they were a part of NATO, we wouldn't have had a choice. Obviously.
Do you believe in the saying "a man's word is his bond"?
Does America always keep their word?
But that's not what the question was, though. Do you believe in the saying "a man's word is his bond"?
hey, you know what? It is what it is.
But do you, for real though, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I can agree.
Okay, so if we are the reason that Ukraine is in this position because we essentially castrated them, do you think that we should go, hey, we put them in this position, we should stand by our agreement and help them out? Without, we're not even putting a single troop on the ground. We're not doing shit. And I'll get to the money too.
We didn't know.
So, hey, do you know we're actually profiting off of this right now? We're making money. Like we're not losing money in any way on this.
Where's the profit?
Just in equipment sales alone to the European allies that are sending their active equipment to Ukraine. Like Poland.
So it's a proxy war.
No, but by definition, it's not a proxy war because Russia is directly involved in conflict. If one of the major powers involved in the war is directly involved in conflict, it is by definition not a proxy war. So no, so so we have stockpiles like nobody's business, kind of like Russia. We have stockpiles that nobody gets to touch. They are ours. By law, we are required to maintain a stockpile for a certain amount of time.
The only thing I can see that we're losing out with not helping Ukraine is wheat. And that is about the only damn thing.
Hang on. So when it comes to the equipment in our stockpiles, we have to be able to maintain like a 2-front war for I think it's like a year or two. That's required by law. We don't touch those. When stuff expires in that lot, we put it in the foreign aid stockpile. That's we give it away or we sell it. So like our artillery shells and our missiles, they have about a 12 to 15 year lifespan. Once it hits 15 years, boop, toss it in the other pile. And then that can be given or sold to whoever we want. Our allies in Europe don't have that. They do have stockpiles, but not nearly the depth that we have. So a lot of the aid that they're giving is their current active stockpiles, like what they're actively using. Well, if they need to replace it, where are they getting the replacements from? From us. Poland just started receiving their shipments.
If other countries given their fair share, then I wouldn't have as much.
Oh,
of a problem.
dude, Europe is by far outpacing us on artillery shells. They're giving just as enough, if not more, of other equipment. We are the biggest in monetary overall, but that's because we overvalue our equipment. So, like, again, Poland Mickey, did you know Poland bought 250 M1A2 SEP V3s?
Does not surprise me.
Poland, for those that don't know, Poland is the angry little Texas of Europe right now.
I say just take the leash off Poland and see what happens.
Oh, I would love that.
The angry little Texas of Europe. I love that.
So, Ragnar, to put it into perspective, Poland has bought our Abrams. They bought 250 of them. They've bought the HIMARS system. They bought the Patriot system. They bought the F-35s. They bought the Aegis anti-ship defense system that they've now converted to just anti-air defense. Dude, they have bought almost everything that we make, and they're now demanding to buy the F-22, even though by law we're not allowed to sell it to them.
Man, I'm not gonna lie though. There's a part of me that has a little sense of foreboding when it comes to Poland and its militancy. I'm just saying. Like,
hey man, they're really racist, but they really hate our enemies.
But they also so I'm just saying, like you said, angry little Texas. They have one of the most powerful militaries in Europe right now because of all the crap they buy from us and we support or whatever. And they really want to fight Russia, which is fine. But I don't know. That's one of those things where I'm like, is this a mistake in the making? Like, 20 years down the road, 10 years down the road. I'm just saying.
Hey, Renzi, are you there?
Yeah.
Do you want to yell at the Israeli Jewish person for saying Poland is based for having white supremacy? Do you want to handle that one?
Israeli?
I think they're Israeli.
Go in the comments.
They're speaking in their profile names in Hebrew.
Bro, what's up with all the pro-Israels, like, acting stupid?
Why the fuck?
Everyone's acting stupid.
Why the fuck would you be okay with white supremacy? White supremacy is what got you in a fucking camp.
I'm thinking those are just fake. I think those are fake people trying to pose and make give them a bad name.
Yeah, but what?
That's what I think.
No.
Look, here's the problem. Like it's not for them. It's not necessarily white supremacy. It's the anti-immigration stance, which that is.
Oh no, they definitely hate everyone other than white.
Yeah, they hate everybody. Yeah. Well, they hate everybody that's not Polish.
So Ragnar, when it comes to just the sales to our allies alone, we've pretty much already eclipsed everything we've given to Ukraine monetary value wise. Like Ragnar, if I said we gave Ukraine an aid package of $1 million, what would you assume that means?
Well, that could mean a multitude of things. It could mean supplies. Anywhere from supplies to the government does receive cash to be able to buy supplies as well. So
some stuff,
put that into a factor. So there's, I understand.
Okay, so you at least know that too.
So
I gotta get a basis of dollars. A lot of people don't know. They just say it's cash.
Right. Well, there's the same concept as when I debate people on the border wall and they say how did they pay for it? Well, they pay for it Mexico brought troops to help secure that area while they were building the wall. And that's a portion of payment. So I
gotta get a basis of knowledge because I get a lot of people that think we're just straight up. They think it's like Iraq and Afghanistan where we just showed up with pallets of cash. So like, the reason a lot of the aid value, the aid in total is so high in value is because we're a bunch of assholes in America. So let me put it into perspective. Ragnar, have you ever bought a brand new car? Like off the lot?
Nah, 2015 is a news like a.
Okay, so I haven't either. I'm just fucking. Hey, imagine though, imagine back in the year 2000, you bought a brand new Chevy Silverado. What did that run you back then? Like fucking 35.
You're looking at 15, 25, 15 to 25, depending on
Let's say in 2000, a brand new Chevy Silverado, fully loaded. Let's say 30 grand. That's like it. So imagine you have now had that you bought a 2000 Chevy Silverado for 30 grand. You have used it, you have abused it, and about 5 years ago, you kind of threw it into storage, or 10 years ago, you drove it around for 10 years, you threw it into storage, and you haven't driven it since then. Now, someone wants to buy it. Now, what are you gonna give them the realistic price? Like realistically, I think a couple grand, maybe, right? Like that's how much it would realistically be worth then?
800.
You get where I'm going with this, Ragnar?
Right. And
Yeah.
can you prove that that's the type of equipment and funding that we gave them?
Yeah,
Where
you
can we prove that at?
The oversight committee is a public website. You can actually see all the stuff we send them, the equipment and stuff. Now, granted, some of the missiles and stuff and like the HIMARS, you're not going to see the exact number, but you can also see the type of vehicle we're sending. You can actually see videos and pictures of them. You can see the equipment on them. Like when we send over Humvees, let's take the unarmored Humvees we send them. That unarmored Humvee, Ragnar, both you and I can go to a government auction website right now and buy that Humvee for 10 grand, drive it off a lot, and register it in our name. But that's not what we sell it to Ukraine for, because we're doing this in a lend-lease format. But when we put on that aid package, that $10,000 Humvee that's 20 plus years old that we don't even use anymore because we've already replaced them all with stuff that we also already paid for, we charge them $100,000, but it was brand new. So that aid package, if we sent over 10 Humvees, that aid package doesn't say, oh, we sent them $100,000 worth of 20 plus year old crap. It says, oh yeah, we gave Ukraine $1 million. It's like, well, that's not how that works. It's not how that works at all. Thank you, Congress, for overvaluing our equipment. We've done that on everything. All of the equipment we've given them is 20 plus years old, no longer in use, is expired by our standards, and it would cost more money to remilitarize and use than it would be to off it on someone else. Like the ATACMS missiles that we send for the HIMARS systems, we've seen photos and proof that the ATACMS missiles were made in 1991. You can see the lot number and the production date on the missiles themselves. That means that those are the very first ATACMS missiles ever put into production. They were made in 1991, and they're so old that they don't even have a GPS guidance system in them. They're inertia guided. Like, this is old shit that is already paid off that we don't need anymore. Like, even the Abrams we give them is export Abrams that we don't use, and we are charging them full value for this stuff. And yeah, it might take a while to pay back a lot of it, but who cares? We've already made more money on the back end just from the sales alone. Fuck, we've made more money in just F-35 sales in the last 3 years than everything we've given to Ukraine. Like, just F-35s. It's like we are actively profiting on this, and an industry that is resupplying Europe now, that it employs over 2 million Americans, is now profiting off of this. Do you get where I'm going with the money aspect on this, at least?
I do.
So now do you see how it's kind of a benefit?
To be fair, he's at work. We got to give him a chance. So Ukraine is using old stock stuff. That is correct, Shadow King. Our 20-plus-year-old equipment is blowing up brand new Russian equipment.
Which, what does that say about Russia's military?
Well, their most common tank on the front line right now is a T-62, a tank that was started in 1955.
And the thing is, Coach, we always knew this, but to me, it was always annoying, the idea that we were worried about a so-called near peer like Russia or China, instead of just like setting the standards in the world and be like, this is how we're going to do business, and we're not going to take shit.
But the problem is we actually give them the cash first. That's not true, Boats Chris. That's not true. We give them some cash to subsidize their government because we can't really help an ally if they don't fucking exist. Like, a majority of the equipment, or a majority of the money that we give them in aid packages is equipment. It's called equivalent equipment value, and we're still giving it to them in a lend-lease style format. May I come up? Oh shit! I gotta open the guest request box. Someone has a question. Yo, tonk is tonk.
Alright.
What? Hello, Beck.
How are we doing
Salam
today?
alaikum, bet.
What the fuck?
G'day, coach.
What's your question, Beck?
So to my knowledge, with regard to tank and sales and all that type of stuff, so for the Leopards, specifically like Germany sending out Leopards to my main three that I know is Belgium, Canada, and Australia. If they want to sell or give them away, they have to get permission directly from the German government themselves.
That was a big holdup for a while.
With Abrams?
No one has even asked that yet. So if it's an Abrams, there's only a few countries that have licenses to export Abrams. Otherwise, we'd make them ourselves. Egypt is one of them. I can't remember who the other one is. Egypt sells them to the Iraqi government. I know they have permission from us to do that. I would imagine it's the same thing, but it kind of really hasn't come up where no one has had enough Abrams to go, hello, we would like to give you our Abrams, Ukraine. Like, no one's even had enough to do that.
Yeah, because I think Australia did something like that with their Leopards for Ukraine, and I know they had to get permission from the German government, even though they are Australian owned.
Yeah.
Because it's German equipment, technically.
Yeah, they've had to do that with all the Leopards, and Germany finally was like, fuck it, go nuts.
Fair enough. I'll just come. I also requested before because I just wanted to come up and say hi, and I heard Ukraine was coming up, so I wanted to be part of the conversation. But I can drop if there's too many people on the panel.
Yeah, I'll clear it out for now. If you have any other questions, go ahead and come back up. I'm gonna maybe start rotating people out to get more opposition a little bit.
Fair enough.
All right.
Well, thank you for having me.
Good day, mate.
All right. Have a good day. Bye-bye. How long did you serve in the Corps? I served for 10 years. Okay. Chris wants to come up. Hello, Chris.
How goes the boss?
Going okay. What's up?
So, when we sell military equipment, a lot of times we do it through Dermo. And
that's for domestic stuff.
I get what you're saying.
That's domestic sales, really. Like you and I can go to a Dermo. For those who don't know, Dermo is basically if your unit has some equipment and you get something new to replace it, you're like, look at this hunk of junk. Take this. You go to a section on base and they take it, evaluate it, see if it works and everything. And then after a certain period, depending on what it is, it can become publicly available for sale. But that's like domestic stuff. The foreign sales don't go through Dermo.
some of it's publicly available, some of it's available back to sorry, I was Navy, so back to fleet or back to service. The same agency runs the foreign sales.
It's a separate section, though.
Different branch. Of
yeah, that's a better way of putting it. A different branch. Yeah.
But essentially, what I was saying is, we give them a cash voucher to purchase equipment from us. Which
no, the cash voucher stuff. The cash voucher stuff's not coming from the U.S. aid. Actually, the cash voucher is coming from some of the stuff that Europe's covering, promising stuff on their end, and also the $300 billion in assets that received from Russian oligarchs. The cash voucher is separate.
So when I say it's a cash voucher, it's not necessarily cash. It comes out of the treasury as cash. It goes into a computer system, blah, blah, blah. It's processed.
But no, you're right. No, they do actually have that. They actually have like an actual, not literal cash. No, they actually have a voucher system, but that specifically comes from the European allies who have put forth stuff. And the, like I said, the Russian assets. We seized over Europe seized over $300 billion in Russian oligarch assets. And they've been like slowly bleeding that off for Ukraine to use to purchase stuff. So like, let's say we give Ukraine a bunch of stuff, but they want more. They want the upgrade package to it. They can buy it if they want, but it's going to still be at full cost. And they have to use that money from the oligarchs that was taken away from them.
By the way, I did hear everything you said. I was
okay
with customers.
Gotcha.
So
and I can understand a lot of it does make it really big of a misconception or misperception when you have Zelensky asking Biden for more money, not more supplies, things of that nature. He did ask for quote unquote more money.
I've had that personal gripe too. He doesn't really deal when he gets up when Zelensky gets upset. He's not very good with expressing his views when he comes to talking to foreign allies and stuff. And I've had my own gripes about that. I would not disagree with you in the slightest. Go ahead, Chris.
No, that's the issue I have. Is a lot of this is very convoluted in bureaucracy. Yes, the money is not actually money switching hands, but it is money switching hands.
No, there's some money. There's some money switching hands. So like we are helping subsidize the government. So like the Ukrainian government, basically because of their economic collapse, we are helping subsidize their government in order to, can't really help an ally if they don't fucking exist. Like if they just fucking collapse and they don't cease or they don't remain as a government, can't really help them because there's no government structure, no organization system to help. So we do give them some cash, but it's not like Iraq or Afghanistan where we showed up with pallets of cash. It's just we fucking wire it and it goes to their government. But that's like a quarter of the value of what we've given them.
Well, I guess my thing is we just need to stop funding every other country until we get ours in place. We fund places like Scotland for no reason at all. We have places that we fund for absolutely no reason at all.
Ragnar, wait till you hear this.
This one, I see the reasoning behind this one.
Ragnar, wait till you find out. Wait till you find out we gave $9 billion to South Africa and said, we're not going to tell you what to do with it. Please use this for medical stuff and humanitarian aid. And then we gave $2 billion to Turkey and said, use this for gender studies.
Right. And then, and why are we doing this to Africa when they could actually help their own country inside of Africa? They could help everybody. Just Uganda alone came up with $13 trillion in gold. There's a gold rush in Uganda, and if that was
Africa's a whole the whole continent of Africa is a whole different story when you get into tribalism. But that's a topic for another discussion. Right. Mickey, you had something.
Okay, but guys, when you're talking about foreign aid, like foreign aid compared to like say our DoD budget is a drop in the bucket. Like even if we take the entire Department of State budget, which in my opinion should be doubled. And you put the USAID budget together and some of the other foreign aid that we have, you're talking in the low tens of billions or high tens of billions at most. Okay, and that's all of those budgets together. So when people start complaining about foreign aid, it's not even comparable to like say we could take 5 to 10% off the top of our DoD budget and we would still be the largest military compared to the next 10 militaries combined. Most advanced, we wouldn't have to change hardly anything about our procurement. And we could, we could like reduce our procurement by like a small percentage to maintain that budget and put that money back into other things like, I don't know, NASA, foreign aid or whatever. Foreign aid, even though, yes, just like anything else, it should have additional oversight and we should ask for return on our investment in the form of international development that is what the goals actually are and that the money is actually tracked and not put in the hands of T groups or whatever the case might be. Like we need to attach outcomes to this money in ways that are significant and can be measured, right? But that doesn't mean we throw the baby out with the bathwater. Our foreign aid is tiny compared to what our actual needs are versus the fallen effect that would have in the world without it. So I'm like, just keep in mind, like when you start to look at the foreign aid budgets, it's really nothing. We have plenty of other money we can pull from other places instead of nickel and diming foreign aid budgets, education budgets, other budgets that people always talk about being bloated. We could literally cover all of that with less than 5 to 10% of the DoD budget that we have now. And I say this as a pro-military person.
So let me address it.
And we can improve corporate taxation. We don't need to like tax the shit out of individual billionaires, but corporate taxation, we can incentivize bringing a lot of that money back to the US instead of offshoring. I mean, there's a lot of things we can do that would be many, many, many times more than us clawing money back from small programs that involve like foreign aid.
So let me address the military thing. Our military budget is absolutely 100% ridiculous. It's a joke.
That's not what I'm saying either.
We need it.
Yeah, but my only point is that
Hey Sam, you can drop me down. I'm gonna order some food.
Okay. Thanks, Raymond. No, no, it's fine. The budget's necessary, man. The budget is entirely important. Like, that's how we stay on top. That's how we stay above our adversaries. The second we start dropping our standard and dropping our money, the second we start dropping our budgeting, that's when standards drop. That's when quality drops. That's when we start ending up like Russia, where we become that paper tiger, where everyone thinks we've got all this good equipment, and when you get behind the scenes, everything fucking sucks and is falling apart. Like, this is how we maintain our supremacy in our stage of the world place. This is why nobody fucks with us.
So, without going into too much detail, our military budget is not spent appropriately by any means.
Some of it, yeah. There's some stuff that gets fucked up.
Sure, just like any budget.
I can tell you where there's thousands of paper clips and staples that never needed to be bought.
Okay.
But they had to be bought to maintain a military budget.
I mean, I'm not
you're looking at standard budgetary practices throughout every industry in the world. Use it or lose it. That's what it is. Because when you actually need it, that budget really fucking comes in handy when you actually need it.
So, I retired a few years ago, and I run a personal business now. I will not run my business the way the military runs their budget. There is no way. It's absolutely ridiculous.
You're also setting up a budget for one singular business, whereas the entire military is setting up a budget for probably hundreds of thousands of departments and sections and units across the globe.
With a different, and I say this as both military and as someone who graduated in business and consults in business.
Worked in contracting.
And works in contracting. So yeah, it's just a different thing, man. I mean, I get you. Like we all saw inefficiencies in military budgeting.
100%.
Yeah, in lack of oversight for certain.
I worked on the tech side doing maintenance stuff. I saw budgetary bullshit too.
And that's why that stuff. That's an ongoing process to clean it up. But if you're trying to compare it to the efficiency of, say, corporate practices, it's just different. It's just like public administration is different from business administration.
It's like,
both of those things are great to have experience in when trying to find better ways to govern or to set up organizations or departments or whatever. But at the end of the day, you have different goals. It's kind of like, go ahead.
As an example, just for a budgetary thing of why it's important to keep the budget or raise it, instead of like you instead of actually losing it, in the whole thing of like you use it or you lose it. My unit had a budgetary surplus of, I think, like $30,000. Our budget goes month by month for a lot of units. Our budget was, we had a surplus of $30,000 one month. Next fiscal year started, so they dropped it not just for 1 month. They dropped our monthly budget by $30,000, which doesn't really seem like much. Like $30,000, what are you really going to do with that? $30,000 actually would have bought us some equipment that we really fucking needed to replace to go on an op and train in Korea. Like, it fucking hurt us because we weren't able to pay to send that out. And then when we did, we got reprimanded for going over budget.
See, and that's where I bring this up is, so at one point I had a responsibility for 4 craft, and I maintained the budget for all of them. I spent upwards of 40 grand in office supplies in 1 month just to maintain my annual budget. I had to do it because I knew the next year I would need to replace different types of equipment, and I knew I needed that money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's actually nothing wrong with that practice, though. Like, if you're still leveraging.
You're still using you didn't have to buy just office supplies. You could have bought equipment that would have been used in the future for proper maintenance.
The problem is you can't hold
You can't save your surplus from 1 month to use it in the next.
We call them bulkhead spares in the Navy, but you can't hold equipment because it's considered a redundancy and it's illegal.
Not if you go by the TM and you go by all the allowed maintenance equipment. That's why the TMs are important. I know you know what a TM is.
Yeah. So we've got APLs and other issues that we can use. There are certain things you can have on standby. Multiple degradable parts. But for example, starter for a piece of equipment. You cannot hold a spare starter because it's considered an interchangeable part.
It's an interchangeable consumable part that has an expiration date on it and has a lifespan. So, like, for example, for my shop, we had a surplus in the budget. 1 month we bought extra test equipment because there was no limit per our TM or per our unit paperwork that showed how much test equipment we were and weren't allowed to have. So we bought extra test equipment. What that allowed us to do was do more training on the side with the newer guys. Instead of taking time away from the guys that were actually fixing the equipment, it gave me test equipment on the side to train the newer guys and still get them up to speed without having to take away from actual repair time. So we were able to find a way to spend that budget.
So, and I've manipulated the system in that manner. I've been able to, and this has been a few years back, but
Bo, just so you know, in corporate practices, you run into the same thing. This isn't exclusive to like the military or even the government. Like people will do very similar practices in order to maintain their budget within departments and larger, like multinationals or whatever. Now, you start to build in more efficiencies, especially with the kinds of data and tools that we have, right? And you close those gaps over time, but you're still gonna. But on every department and every person within, say, a larger organization, rather than just say a small business or even a medium-sized business, everyone's sort of making sure that they can justify their existence, and so like people are going to have similar practices or recognizable practices in terms of forecasting what they're going to need in the budget, the same way that you might have done in the military. So it's not exclusive to that. I just want to I just want you to know that, like, it's not like it's not like corporate America has everything figured out and the military doesn't. Like, this is just organizational management 101.
No, and it absolutely is organizational management. Yeah. However, from what I've figured out, the military is the only place that reduces the budget based on age, whereas most corporations base their budget increasing on age of equipment.
Budget, age of equipment. Hold on.
What?
What do you mean as far as age of equipment? Do you mean like the depreciation in terms of value on? So I'm trying to understand what you mean.
For example, if you have a car, over time, it's going to take more money to maintain that vehicle.
The budget for that equipment for that age depreciate. So, like, if you have 10 Humvees in a unit and those Humvees are 20 years old, you're going to get less money for those 10 Humvees every year than you are for the new equipment. Yeah, because they're going to try to get you to switch to.
He's also talking about the cost to maintain, right? Is that it?
Yeah.
The cost to maintain goes up over time, though. The cost to maintain goes up, but the budget goes down. Yeah, so
buy a new car under warranty.
So my unit did that to switch us over from Humvees to JLTVs. The JLTV is basically a Chevy Silverado on fucking steroids, and it's the Humvee replace. Seriously, JLTV. Let me show you real quick. So let me.
If I can get new equipment, I can increase my budget. If I have aged out equipment,
damn it, fuck off. There. This is a JLTV. Chevy Silverado on steroids. For reference, when we were doing testing for this equipment, this stuff started getting tested in like the early 2000s. The company told everyone all the branches to drive it like they would use it, and everyone else was like, "Yeah, this is great." The Marine Corps flipped ours 5 times, and they were like, "Why'd you do that?" And we were like, "Because you said drive it like we would." So we had to have them fix it because it was too top heavy. So like that was a replacement for the Humvee, but we reduced the budgetary amount of money we were allotted that was supposed to go to Humvee repair for the motor pool, because once they got to a point where it was too expensive to maintain them, it was justification to tell headquarters of the Marine Corps, hey, we're ready, switch over to the JLTV, set them our way, and then we got a new budget for those.
I need something new because my budget is too low to maintain the equipment that I have.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah. And that's the...
And then those Humvees went into storage, never to be used again.
Or to be sold.
Hell yeah. Make some money off that 20-year-old piece of shit.
And yes, I've done the Dermo auctions and I've seen how this goes.
I need to get a Humvee. I'm going to hate myself, but I want to buy a Humvee. I fucking hate those things.
Yes, but they're fun to play with.
But yeah, it's like getting back to the Ukraine thing though. Like, what is your problem with the spend? Is it your spending on it that we're having a problem with, or what?
Oh, for me.
Mm-hmm.
One, I don't think we upheld our word.
How so?
We said we would defend them.
No, we said we would give them security assurances. I say defend to dumb it down for a lot of people. We said we would give them security assurances. There was only one clause where we say we would actually like physically defend them and put boots on the ground. That's if they get nuked.
So, and this is my issue with that. We basically said that we would secure that Russia wouldn't invade. And
no, it was if Russia invades, we will help you, because we knew there was a very strong possibility that they would.
Absolutely, and I agree with that statement. The issue is the way that I would understand that is we were going to put boots on the ground. I guarantee if we put boots on the ground, it wouldn't have happened ever.
I would agree. As much as, dude, I personally, that would have been my thing, was fucking full boots on the ground. I would have loved that. But I know that's not the agreement we signed. So I'm going by the agreement we signed.
Now, with that being said, I also know how these things get worked out, and I know how politics works.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to, is how politics works.
Yeah. But again, my thing is, I would have loved to have boots on the ground. I got plenty of guys, like the fucking 101st, for example, and the 82nd have been sitting on the border with Poland and Ukraine for over 2 years now, just fucking waiting, itching for the excuse to go and just fucking wipe Russians out. Oh, hello, Mareem. Like, it's like we promised to give them security assurances. We've been doing that. We've been helping them out. Oh, sorry, no free money. We've given them security assurances. We're abiding by our agreement to the letter. That's what we're doing.
I think a lot of times, and this may make me sound kind of bad, but I think we assume throwing money at the problem fixes the problem.
I mean, it can in a lot of ways, but in this scenario, they're just saying, all Ukraine is saying is, hey, you screwed us. You told us that you would help us. We essentially castrated ourselves and gave up all our defensive systems. Just give us the equipment. We'll do the fighting ourselves. We don't fucking need you. We'll do the fighting ourselves. Just give us the equipment. Because if I don't even have equipment, I can't plan an offense, let alone a defense. Like, how am I supposed to plan a defensive line if I don't even know what equipment I'm going to have?
Oh, I don't disagree with that statement at all. But like I said, instead of actually addressing it head on, we threw a bunch of money at it.
How would you suggest we address it head on?
Put a troop in there. One troop. and it would have been done and over with.
Well, we had people in Ukraine between the 2014 invasion and the 2022 one training Ukrainians. Like part of these security assurances, we were training them on stuff like the Javelin missile system and small unit tactics and special operations and stuff. I know guys who were over there in 2015 that were training Ukrainian special forces. The thing is, it would have been awesome if we had just had a bunch of guys on the eastern side. Like, oh, we just happen to be training over here. Russia wouldn't have gone in if we had been on that border. But we pulled all our guys out of Ukraine because we knew it was coming. The Ukrainian government didn't believe us.
See, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. Is you've got a lot of college-educated politicians that are trying to find the best outcome with the least amount of impact to fix a problem, and instead of it working out the way that it should in a textbook, it causes a bigger problem.
I don't,
if that makes any sense.
It doesn't really to me, because at the end of the day, Ukraine has the right to defend themselves. They are an ally of us, and we've agreed to help them defend themselves. So, like, if it takes us throwing away all our old equipment while also profiting off of that, as much as I don't like profiting off Ukraine, I like America making money, and I like our allies falling. Or I mean, I like our enemies falling while our allies get stronger. I am totally okay.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm all about making a profit. But at the same time, the cost of life means more to me than making a dollar.
Here's the thing, though. Are you under the assumption that if we stop, the war just ends?
No, not at all. Don't take me the wrong way.
No, I'm asking to get an understanding.
No. If we had initially projected force, it wouldn't have started in the first place. Now that it's ongoing, unfortunately, the only solution is what is going on right now until you can get everybody to sit down at a table and amicably agree on a way to.
That's not going to happen.
De-escalate.
That's not going to happen. Putin will accept nothing less than his demands are. Trump already tried. Putin wants his full demands and nothing less. He wants to basically wipe Ukraine off the map.
Yeah, and that's my problem now is, and this is one of my biggest problems with Trump being in office.
Well, the thing is,
because
here's another situation. Had we just given them what they asked for in the beginning instead of doing all the bureaucratic bullshit of bickering with each other, and like just actually shoved that equipment into Ukraine, like most of the equipment hasn't even gone into Ukraine. It's sitting on the Polish side of the border right now because it's fucking stupid bureaucratic shit and logistical constraint. Had we just shoved that shit into Ukraine, they probably would have done a lot better. The U.S. has even gotten in the way of a lot of the operations and stuff in Ukraine. When Ukraine went on their first big counteroffensive without all of our help, that was the Kyiv offensive, the Kharkiv offensive, Kherson, Izium, Irpin. They pushed Russia back to 10% control of Ukrainian land, and the United States government told them to stop. The Biden administration said, stop. You're actually embarrassing Putin too hard right now. We legitimately think he's going to nuke you. You need to stop. There was zero indication, and the Biden administration openly admitted there was zero indication that he was going to nuke anyone, but the United States government was afraid that he would and told Ukraine to stop.
See, and that's one of my biggest problems is all the bureaucratic stuff that plays into it.
I don't disagree with you.
And that's when I say that you have overeducated people that want a textbook solution that can't happen. It just, I wish the world operated on the concept of the mentality that everything comes out perfect as you write it. The problem is it doesn't. And we've gotten too far away from looking at reality, comparing it to what's in writing, and then coming back at it.
Thanks.
From the perspective of reality.
Yeah, thanks, Hammer. By the way, did you read the Hadith I sent you, Hammer?
I did. I don't know what book that's from, and I didn't see a grade.
Oh, it's Sahih. The Sheikh told us it's Sahih, and it says it at the bottom. It's from Ibn Qayyim.
Where's my poll?
Fuck me. Am I actually gonna have to do this poll? You're such a dick.
But wait, Hammer, we learned something else today that I did not know. You might actually find this interesting.
Yeah.
So in the early 2000s, with the rise of the internet, that is the time when they started putting a value on the of the Hadith. So prior to that, all the Hadiths were considered
valid.
That were considered like a high grade.
I would have
now because everybody could start seeing them because the internet made it available. That's when they decided to grade them as like, whatever the word is.
I would have to see that. That's not my understanding, but I could be wrong. But I'd have to see that.
Okay, Hammer, your poll is up.
Yes. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Everyone, go vote in the poll, please.
Hammer thinks our conversation is getting boring. But Hammer, you missed it. We got the conversation so awkward up here earlier that Millennial left. Millennial came up here to argue on Ukraine and got so uncomfortable that he actually left. Because Sheikh was talking about Muslims fucking watermelons.
You guys are cure for insomnia.
Thanks, brother.
I'll do my best.
Someone in the guest request.
Every once in a while, you could pick another topic just to like change things up. Throw a curveball in there. Maybe you'll attract a different group of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but these are topics that are important to me.
Not really. None of this is important.
No, to me it is.
Well, it might be important to you, but in the grand scheme of the trajectory of the world and of life, it's...
Oh, no, Ukraine's definitely important for the world.
Important.
Ukraine is definitely important for the world.
Yeah, but you're talking about it's not going to change anything. None of us talking about it's going to change.
No, but helping educate helps at least with influence.
I think you're ascribing value where it doesn't necessarily deserve to be ascribed. Perhaps at the margins, at the fringes. But at the end of the day, what's going to happen in Ukraine and Russia is going to happen completely independent of what we want or what we think should happen or what anyone on here wants or thinks should happen. It's what's going to happen is what's going to happen.
Hey, I mean, I've made direct... I can't speak for other people, but I've made direct contributions to at least help Ukraine win. I don't mean just by donation, so...
No, you're right. Well, you're right. I get that, Sam. But you're a rare
exception to the rule.
Exception to the overall rule that none of this really matters. Like, it's fun, it's entertaining to a certain degree, but at the end of the day, these are things far beyond our control, far beyond our. No one's listening to us. You think Trump's sitting there listening?
No, Trump's not listening to anyone. By the way, I switched out Zaddy for Renzi in the poll option, and someone actually voted for her.
He's too busy. Trump's too busy winning.
Ripping
apart the DEI, ripping apart affirmative action.
I can't wait to read the JFK files and then have half of America go, I don't believe it.
That stuff actually is really not interesting to me at all. You can't change the past, and my guess is, especially with the JFK, MLK stuff, even the RFK stuff, so many, if there is nefarious actors the likelihood of them being alive is very low.
Yeah.
So I'm concerned about the here and now. I mean, just yesterday there was over 400 criminal illegal aliens that were scooped up. We're going to ship them out of the country.
And
One of them,
weren't most of them all rapists and stuff and murderers?
Well, I don't know if you saw the video of the Haitian that they got, who was saying on video, "F Trump, Biden's my man. Thank you, Biden." Well, because Biden let in all these criminals. I mean, that's what he did. So that's what the CP, Customs and Border Patrol and ICE, they are excited that they actually get to do their job, instead of standing at the border and letting all these people in. So that's 400 less criminals in the country. DEI has been canceled. Foreign aid stopped for 90 days. Affirmative action in federal contracting within the federal government done.
Does this mean no more $9 billion to Africa where we go, hey, can you please use this for something good?
Well, at least not for 90 days. The new EO about there being a man and a woman, recognizing that, pardoning the pro-life protesters who, according to the former Attorney General Merrick Garland, were prosecuted more harshly than those that bombed pro-life centers.
Wait,
because they were protesting during the day when the pro-life centers were bombed at night. So that's why they weren't prosecuted hard. That's Merrick Garland's words, not mine.
Wait, who got arrested for what?
The 23 pro-life protesters who were convicted under the FACE Act, who were committing the incredibly awful crime of sitting in front of an abortion clinic and praying, were charged and prosecuted under the FACE Act and given incredibly hard. We're talking like 70-year-olds. We're put in jail for 10 years. We're going to be put in jail for 10 years because they were praying in front of an abortion clinic. You know how evil and violent praying can be.
You mean they didn't just give them a fucking trespassing charge and move them about their day?
Oh no, they sent the and by the way, the Biden administration sent the federal government after them after local police said that they didn't that there was no reason to bring charges, that they weren't doing anything wrong. But the FACE Act says you can't block access to an abortion clinic. They weren't blocking, they were just sitting there. You just walked around them.
Well, the one guy pushed somebody. Come on now.
And that deserves 10 years? By the way, the person that pushed someone was the guy got in his face.
Oh, yeah. No, he didn't get it in his face. He got in his child's face.
Right. Well, right. So again, the point is there's been a lot of winning. It's only the first week. And so we got 1,500 troops at the border. You can see they're closing up the border at El Paso. Oh, canceling the CPB-1 asylum app. This is good stuff. This is stuff that people voted for. That's going to make a demonstrable improvement to the country. Why?
I think for the app, though, I kind of have a complaint about the app thing. Because the app was created under the Trump administration. There were still a lot of people that had scheduled appointments. Why could they have just made it where you can't make appointments anymore for now?
Because
let the people who have the scheduled appointments they legally set up go through that.
No, and I'll tell you why. Because the asylum courts are so backed up that you have to get through the backlog and organize the asylum court as it currently exists and make sure that the judges and adjudicators understand that asylum is going to be interpreted correctly under the Trump administration by the letter of the law and not the Biden administration, which is basically, oh, my country sucks, let me in, which is not grounds for asylum. Asylum has to be for something very...
I'm talking about the people that... I'm just saying no more new appointments, but there's people that still made those appointments and traveled and got ready to fucking have those appointments.
Life's filled with disappointments. You got to learn to live with it.
I disagree. I disagree with that. I think that the people who made their appointments should have been allowed to keep them.
We don't need any more people coming into the country right now until we can control the borders and put in place a proper system of vetting who's coming into the country and a immigration court that can handle the flow. which we don't have any of that right now. First, you have to, you don't, when your house is on fire, you don't start ordering more lumber. First thing you do is you put out the fire. Tell that to the people in Southern California. Put out the fire. That's the first thing you do. Once you get the fire put out, then you start working on how to rebuild the house. 11 million people in 4 years is 3.5 of my states added to the country of people here illegally.
Renzi, are you awake still?
She shouldn't be.
I think she fell asleep.
She should. It's freaking late back there.
Okay, good night, Renzi. Bluma, what's up? Bluma? Palazzotto? Hello?
Bluma?
Going once. I mean, they're pro-Israel, and they look like their profile has Star David, so I would assume Jewish, but going once. Going twice.
This person actually requested onto my live a couple of times and just never said anything.
All right. Mr. Patlow is requesting. Hammer, what firearms have you not fired before? Oh, you're muted, by the way. Oh, wait, no, you're good.
Like specific name brands?
Do you know, like, you probably wouldn't know these. Have you done an AK on full auto before?
No.
What about an AR on full auto?
No.
Ever fired an MP5?
No.
What about a Desert Eagle?
I have small hands, dude. I'm not
dope.
no Desert Eagle.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, no.
Okay, we're Hammer, we're going to the range.
Various types of 9s, ARs on, regular.
Okay.
Semi-auto.
Hammer, we're going to have a fun time.
22s.
You need to go to Guam.
Hammer, we're going to have a fun time.
Yeah.
You got to go to Guam.
Gotta
Firing range is going to the strip club.
Oh, well, hang on. Hammer, if you go to Malaysia, you can blow up a cow with an RPG.
Wow, that sounds dope.
Yeah.
Do you eat the cow or you just blow it up?
I mean, it's missed at that point.
Fair enough.
Wow.
Is that really a thing?
Yes, you could go to different countries and pay to blow up a cow with an RPG. They will walk it out in the middle of the field for you. They pick the sick and old cows.
Dope. I like
that. Would be fun. Sorry, I brought up the Guam thing because I was on Guam for a few years, and I found out at the strip club, if you buy a 6-pack, you get $20 off when you go down to the gun range below the strip club.
What the fuck?
And then you get $10 off the 6-pack when you buy 40 rounds at the gun range. So it works out great.
All right. But yeah, Hammer, don't worry. We're gonna have a fun time.
Guam could possibly. I don't think I'm gonna make it next weekend. I'm just too busy. And I'm just waiting.
I got a bunch of stuff to fire. I got an M1 Garand. We got a Mosin.
It's not the only school in Texas that we're looking at. We're gonna be there. It's just a matter of when, not if. It's just I've got so much going on, and what is happening next week? And
Amber just doesn't want to see me. Everyone, he hates me.
No, I have to go to LA at some point, see my parents. A couple weeks is my daughter's bat mitzvah. I gotta get ready for that. Gotta try on my pants and my shirt, see if I got too fat for them. See if I gotta go buy new stuff, which I sure hope not, or just like fast for 3 days so I can squeeze into the stuff.
Oh, Hammer, did your old house come anywhere near the fires?
No, not this one. My house was in the 2019, the Bell Canyon fire, the one that made it out to Malibu. We were packed. We all had go bags, and we kind of identified items that we wanted to take with us. and the fire was spreading, but there was no wind.
Oh, that's good.
And they were like, the wind is coming later tonight, and we were just waiting. If it blew east, we were out of there. If it blew west, we were safe, and we were fortunate. It blew west, so we didn't have to leave. But it went from where we were all the way to Malibu, which was probably.
So 2018. That was
40 miles. 2018 or 19? 18 maybe. 18 or 19.
I was in Japan for that one. I remember watching videos of that.
I can't remember if it was 18 or 19.
I remember. But do you remember it? There was some big fires down south in 2014, 2015 time frame. Camp Pendleton caught on fire real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
So the funny thing about that is, at that time, I hadn't done the combat marksmanship stuff. I was still a radio technician. They closed half the base. Like, they told, like, all the guys in the barracks, they're like, okay, like, a bunch of guys got kicked out of work. They're like, told, hey, leave your shops, go to your barracks, get your shit and leave. They get to their barracks, and there's, like, military police there that's like, hey, you don't have enough time. Just whatever you've got on, go. And they're like, well, fuck, we're in our uniforms. We don't have anything. What do you want us to do? And they're like, I don't know. Go anywhere but here. So they had to, like, go out in town and shit. I had to get escorted through my barracks got evacuated, but I didn't because I was a radio technician. I was having to drive radios back and forth to the fucking front of the fires because the firemen kept melting their goddamn radios.
Everyone I talked to in California, family and friends, people I do business with, said this was the Palisades was the worst they've ever seen. The winds were when I had my last one before we moved. Winds were, 20, 30 with gusts up to 40.
Yeah.
Still windy, but not like, crazy. The Santa Anas were 80, 90 miles an hour. People, like, my dad's been out in the LA area for.
Oh, dude, I'm very familiar with Santa Ana winds.
75 years. And he's like, I've never experienced anything like this. It was just, the winds were so nutty, but it's predictable. I mean, there is a reason people are moving from blue states to red states. Blue states are poorly governed. They don't do the basics well. Law and order, safety, security, fire prevention. Like, this is the basic stuff. And so people now, and I think COVID really accelerated this because of the ability to do work on computers. People can now move a lot easier. And in 2030, the Democrats are doomed because they are right now on track to lose 12 seats. That's 12 electoral college votes. That's 12 seats in the House of Representatives.
Are they about to lose 8 in California?
4 in California.
4, okay.
3 in New York. 2, I think, in New York, 2 from Illinois, and then 1 from like Massachusetts. I think Rhode Island. The Brennan Center has the map, and it's all going to Texas, Arizona, Florida, and I think South Carolina or maybe North Carolina. Whatever. It's all going from blue states to red states. Like, after 2030, it's going to be really difficult for Democrats to ever win an election.
I got a stupid question for y'all, and
okay,
this is just kind of ignorance. I grew up in Oregon, and one of the first jobs I ever had was I went and worked for the Forest Service, and this has been some years ago. And the job that I had was we went out and we cleared the undergrowth.
You're not allowed to do that in California.
What did he say? My printer was going. What did he say?
He said he worked for he did forest clearing in Oregon.
Oh, they don't do that.
Like 13 years old. It was a youth work program to understand forest management.
Let me tell you how screwed up California is. Let me tell you.
Why don't we have those programs anymore?
Because of the environmentalists in California. Let me explain to you. Let me give you a perfect example of how crazy they are. So, for those that know California, maybe Sam, I don't know if you know this part. There's what's called the Topanga Canyon. Okay, Topanga Canyon connects Malibu through a huge canyon and goes. It's a really long street. It's got to be from Malibu
I'll
all
pull
the
it up.
way up. It goes from Malibu all the way up to the 118 freeway, which has got to be at least 40 miles, a 40-mile street. Okay, so it starts at the beach, and it goes through and it winds through a canyon, beautiful canyons, and then it.
Right here.
It's long. It's really long. Yeah. And then it goes up to the 118. Okay. So they had electrical poles there that were wood, that were 100 years old. The old school wood electrical poles. Okay. They wanted to change them into metal, so that they wouldn't burn, because those old wood electrical poles are like tinder, basically. They started replacing them. And some hiker who was an amateur botanist noticed that a plant called the milk kvetch was being damaged by these replacement of the metal poles. So they stopped. They stopped because of a lawsuit. They were ordered to replant the milk kvetch, and these metal poles were not installed. The hilarious thing is the milk kvetch needs fire for it to reproduce. That's how it reproduces, through fire. This is the kind of stuff. There was a fire, I think it was 2014 or 15, 16. It was in Lake Arrowhead. I don't know if you remember that one, Sam.
Yep.
And they couldn't cut down the dead trees because the environmentalists said that there was some beetle that lived in the trees that was going to go extinct. And so they just left all the dead trees up, and then the fires just went nuts. This is the kind of crazy that you have to deal with when you're dealing with liberals and Democrats. They put bugs over humans. In California, they have water shortages because up north, because they can't build proper reservoirs and dams because of the Delta smelt, which is a bait fish. It's like that big, and it's a bait fish. So when the snow melts in Northern California, the Shasta Mountains, they just let it run into the ocean. They don't save it. If the reservoirs get full, they just let it run into the ocean. It's insane. And then they complain they're in a drought. 10 years ago, they passed a $7.5 billion bond in California to build more aqueducts and reservoirs. Haven't done a single thing.
God, I didn't realize how much shit they had built around Lake Arrowhead now. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Arrowhead's, well, I mean, there's only really the main area. The rest of it is residential.
Yeah, but I didn't realize how much residential there was now. I'm not used to going to Arrowhead. I'm used to Big Bear. But I mean,
I'm not
it's
crazy.
It's right here.
This stuff's actually happening in our society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because I thought I was going nuts. I thought it was like.
Wait, where's the airport?
Thing.
Where's the
airport? And what they'll do is they'll set up a straw man. They'll say nothing could have prevented this fire, and that's not the argument people like me make. Fires happen. It's especially when you have arsonists. That's not the issue. The issue is trying to mitigate the damage and destruction that the fires cause when you don't clear the brush, when you don't clear the dead trees. This is what happens. It grows faster than it should. It catches, it connects canyons, it connects valleys. Where if you cleared out the brush and you cleared out the dead trees, it wouldn't burn as quickly, and you'd be able to stop it before it does as much damage as it does. You can't stop fire. Fire's been going on since we discovered fire.
Hammer, did you take when you would go up? Did you take the 38 or the 330
to Arrowhead?
No, did you ever go to Big Bear?
Not too often.
Because you would have taken. I'm guessing you would have taken the 330 or the 18 if you went to Arrowhead.
I'm not much for cold weather, dude. That's not my bag.
I used to take the 38, and I'm sitting here zooming in now. I remember this exact corner, where it is. I remember where the gas station was that I always used to stop at back here. I remember where the split offs were, where people used to stop, and was it around this bend over here is when people would start putting on snow chains, because right above here is when it would start kicking in if it was really bad. Oh, dude, God, I remember this drive.
I was in Park City 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
It was 10 degrees at night, and in the morning, I had to shovel snow out of the driveway. Like,
Dude,
who wants to live like that?
I have a video of me doing donuts in the parking lot of this fucking place at 3 a.m.
Who wants to live like that? Waking up in the morning and having to shovel you just so you can drive your car? Ugh, what a horrible existence. Terrible.
By the way, I did confirm that hadith that I sent you is Sahih. It's from Sahih Wabil Sayyib.
I haven't gotten to that book yet.
But, well, all we can confirm now is the hadith that Muslims created fleshlights is Sahih.
That's, yeah.
What did you think when you read it?
I mean, I thought to myself, this could be the winner.
Oh, don't worry. Apparently, Sheikh has an entire list for us.
I'm down with that, baby.
Oh God, because he was. What was it? We were talking about like Mickey being a degenerate, and out of nowhere, Sheikh comes in and goes, "You know, Muslims have hadiths about fingering bread, right?" And we went, "Fucking what?" He goes, "Yeah, they got a lot of hadiths about fucking bread and fruit."
Yeah, that's wild shit, man. I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to find some information about when the grading of hadith started.
Oh, because coach.
I'm getting various.
What are you finding so far?
13th century.
Grading or grading and being publicly accepted, are those two different things, would you say?
Well, when you say publicly accepted, you gotta realize that hadiths are...
They're foundational.
I'm not comparing it to the Talmud as far as like how it's written or what its purpose is, but
yeah,
it's like the Talmud in the sense that most Muslims never read any hadiths. Like they just read the Quran over and over and over again. So hadiths were not like public because they just weren't.
The sheikhs and the imams would teach the teachings that were in them because most of the people weren't even going to read them anyways. It's like, how else were they going to learn how to pray?
Yeah, they were for... Well, but the scholars would study them and tell the people what they read.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Like the sheikhs and the imams would teach that stuff without actually giving them the entire thing. Because most of those people aren't going to give a damn. They're not going to go read them, especially when most of them haven't even picked up a Quran in their life.
Yeah, and you also have to remember that the expansion of Islam into places where they didn't speak Arabic, the primary... it was more important to get the Quran translated into the native tongue, and because that's like the hadiths really aren't something most people know, and they don't even know that most of the things they do come from the hadiths. Like, whereas a rabbi is a scholar and a leader, is also someone you can just go talk to. A sheikh, imams, they are more, I don't want to say authoritative. That's the wrong word. They have more control over their flock, right? Rabbis don't really control. They're more just like they're like the leader, for prayers and things like that. But like a sheikhs and imams, they hold a lot of sway. If they tell you to do something, like you do it. So they could say, this is why we do it. It's in the hadith. And people are like, okay, that's fine. It's not like Judaism, like which hadith and why. And the lack of curiosity.
Because they're not allowed to.
Huh?
Because they're not allowed to.
Yeah, I mean.
It's discouraged.
Yeah, discouraged, I think, is the better way to say it. Yeah, they're just not. They're discouraged from questioning. So if a sheikh or imam says, all right, go out and do X, Y, Z, they just do it. It's more like trained. It's more like trained, like trained animals than it is, humans.
I did see a funny.
You to do this, and when we say X, you do Y.
There was a sheikh the other day on a video that went around on TikTok. And it was pretty funny. He was I think he was in England, and he was talking about or he had a congregation in there. And there was a bunch of people, and he had some non-Muslims in there, and he goes, "Okay, thank you to our guests. Welcome to all our non-Muslim guests. Blah blah blah. Today, our lesson is going to be jihad." And there's like a quiet like chuckle from in the corner. He clearly missed the mark, but he was trying to be funny, and I was like, "Oh God, good one!" But little do they know that will be a discussion.
Listen, and there's a lot I haven't read, and I've read a lot, and I know I've read more than most Muslims, but there's a lot. I mean, a lot of it is nonsense, but there's still a lot.
Who do you think's read more, you or Ziego?
Huh? Oh, That's a good question. He has better recall than I do. I have to refer to my notes.
Oh yeah, he's like that instant recital.
He has better recall. I mean, he's younger, so we'll give him that, and it's probably fresher. Remember, I read since I read all the hadiths, I've read a dozen books on different topics since then. So that's why I take notes, so that when I forget stuff, I can go back and reference it. I think his recall and command is probably better. I would guess I've probably read a little bit more, because he doesn't usually refer to any hadith books other than Bukhari, really, that I've noticed.
He's so militant about it, and I love it.
I mean, I think he's hilarious.
Dude, I sent Nick the live the other day where he was wearing a fucking burqa. And he was sitting there, one of the backgrounds, I don't know if anyone saw, he had a background, it was like, "Prove I'm not Aisha." Or he gives a list of gives a list of problems like, "Prove I'm not Muhammad, prove I'm not Allah, prove I'm not whatever."
Yeah, it's just a lot, and it's, again, because it's not like you can remember the Torah because it's a story, you know? You got creation, you got Noah, you got the Tower of Babel, you got Abraham, and then Isaac, and then Jacob, and then Joseph, and then Egypt, and then Moses, and Exodus, and time spent in the Sinai, and then coming right up to the Promised Land. Like, you can remember because it's a story, you know? It's like reading a book. It goes A to Z. Not necessarily like perfectly in order, but A to Z. The hadiths it's like reading, I wouldn't even call them a short story. It's like reading haikus, you know, or like short poems. And it's just harder to remember because it's not a narrative. Like, I can remember a story, you know. It'd be like watching a 45-second cartoon and watching thousands of them and then having to remember each of the 45-second cartoons, as opposed to like watching a movie and being like, "Oh yeah, I know what happened in the movie." You know, it's just different. It's just different. And there's so much repetition in Bukhari. There's 7,700 hadiths, only 2,900 are original. That means there's 4,800 hadiths that are repetitions of themselves.
Which is like, that always gets to me, is when there's repetition even between books. It's like, did you really need to say this again? Like, also, it's the same person narrating it, but it's in different words this time. But now it's a different person narrating it. It's the same thing. Like, I'm confused here. What's the deal?
Noah, I can't stand Candace Owens, and I called it 4 years ago. Actually, a very good friend of mine, who's a very well-known guy attached to PragerU, and I told him when she joined PragerU, I'm like, "Dude, you guys made a mistake. She is a nut job. She is a grifter. Like, you should not have her associated with PragerU." And they didn't listen. And about a year and a half ago, he called me. He's like, "Hey, you want to go to lunch?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And he's like, "I just want to apologize in advance, though, for doubting you. You were right about Candace Owens. I was wrong. I really messed that one up." And I'm like, "Oh, this next lunch is going to be so much fun." I just let him have it. Like, she's just a grifter.
Did you start pulling up her tweets at that point, just like every couple seconds? Just, "Oh, what about this one?"
She's a clown, and she's a grifter, and I mean, she goes. Listen, I don't begrudge anyone who makes money legally, right? She found an avenue where she could achieve success and took that avenue. 6 months before she was a full MAGA Trump lover, she started a liberal podcast that failed.
Yeah.
6 months later, all of a sudden, she's like the most pro-Trump, pro-MAGA person, and then
how long till she realizes that the anti-Jew grift isn't going to work, and she realizes that the
but it does work.
Hang on, it doesn't work when she realizes, and the people start turning against her. All the white people that have been supporting her now show their true colors. They also don't like her. They just like her because they could use her right now. The second she's not useful, they're going to turn on her hard. And what's her next?
Anti-Semitism is good business, bro.
Yeah, but what happens when what happens when they turn on her for not being white?
Hammer, why don't you moderate Rudy mess with you?
What?
Told him yesterday to let you up and school him on. Yeah, Rudy's. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Who cares?
He lets me on his live or not, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me.
I think they're gonna turn on her, and I think it's gonna. The sad part is it's not even gonna be a rude awakening. She's not gonna realize why. She's just gonna move on to the next.
A lot of people that like her because they hate Jews also really hate black people.
That's my point. The white supremacists who they're pushing her to the fucking top of algorithms because they love what she's saying. But the second she stops being useful, whoop, over the edge. And then what's she gonna move to? She's not gonna have a realization moment too. She's not gonna go, "Oh my God, I was used. This is wrong." She's gonna go, "Man, what can I blame now?"
Oh, she'll still blame the Jews.
I think it's possible, but I think she does a very good job at what she does. Like, she is good at riling up people, trafficking in conspiracy theories. She's telegenic. She's well-spoken. She's engaging. It's I hate to compliment her, but it's the it's the reality, which is why she has a following. Whether what you're saying is going to happen or not, I don't know. I don't necessarily agree, because I think if this app hasn't proved anything to you guys, that Jew hatred is good business, and as long as you keep it within that narrow scope of blood libels and tropes against the Jewish people, I think they'll stick with her, because so I've explained this before, and people don't like to hear this, but it's true. All forms of racism and bigotry are bad, wrong, evil. Anti-Semitism is the worst. And it's not because we're Jews. It's for this very simple reason. White supremacists that hate black people because they just think they're inferior, period, end of story. They just don't like them. They think they're not purebred. They're not, white people. But that's it. That's where the hatred ends. The hatred of the Jewish people doesn't, I hate you because you're Jewish. It's, I hate you because every bad thing that happens in the world, you guys are behind. Bad weather, it's the Jews' fault. War, it's the Jews' fault. Corn, it's the Jews' fault. COVID, Jews' fault. Vaccines, Jews' fault. Jews are blamed for every bad thing that happens in the world. And that's what makes it so nefarious and more evil. Because it's not just, we don't agree with you, we don't like you, we think you're lesser than. It's, you are the problems of the world. No one's blaming black people for illegal immigration. No one's blaming black people for COVID. No one's blaming black people for vaccines. No one's blaming black people for, any of the things that the weather. So when you pick a group of people and you say every bad thing that happened, and this is what the Yazidis did, right? The economy was bad, not because of anything they did, but because of Jews. And that's what makes it so pernicious and so much worse. than other forms of bigotry. Because it's not just I hate you; it's you're the reason the world is bad. And so I think as long as she stays in that narrow lane, I don't think they're going to turn on her. But I could be wrong. It's infrequent that happens that I'm wrong, but it's possible. Well, I guess it's.
Sam, what's Trump gonna do with Ukraine and Russia? Not a goddamn thing. He ain't stopping shit. Oh, Hammer, have you heard me talk about what's gonna happen in about a month and a half with Russia?
Month and a half would be the beginning of March.
They are about to default on all the loans that are holding their country up right now, or their economy. They basically held up their economy this previous fiscal year by taking out loans, using their oil industry as collateral, and basically the assumption that their oil industry would be good this year because they had record numbers in fiscal year 2023.
I guarantee you they'll get extensions.
They're down to 43% capacity, what they were supposed to be at. They were already below capacity in 2022.
I guarantee you they'll get extensions, and I'll tell you why. Because if they default, who's going to go collect? Who's going to go take over their oil production facilities? Who's going to do that?
The problem is who's going to buy from them, period.
Well, and that's why they'll get an extension. I mean, if they do, that's great. It doesn't bother me.
Because they're currently looking, their economy is almost in a worse state than Germany was at the end of World War One.
It's fine with me if they default. I'm not rude.
Dude, Hammer, they're giving out. Dude, their central banks are loan sharking now. They're giving out 50% interest loans on $500 US.
50%?
50% interest loans.
I'll loan some money.
You start loaning money to Russians at 50%?
50%? 5-0 or 1-5?
5-0.
Oh, I'm down. Sure.
They're also
I'll loan them some money.
Also, if you have more than $13,000 in your bank account, the Russian government takes anything over $13,000 now.
So why don't you just open a bunch of bank accounts and keep 12,999 in them?
You're not allowed to.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's problematic.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
We haven't had like any real opposition. Just some people that kind of disagree a little bit. I haven't gotten the crazies like Nick gets.
I'm sorry. I know you like the crazies.
Yeah. Sam, is that thing about Russia sending soldiers to the front in crutches? I know they beat some dudes who were still on crutches because they didn't want to go back to their unit because they would have been sent to the front. They broke one of the dude's backs while beating him. So it seems kind of counterproductive there.
Makes for an ineffective soldier, I would imagine.
Well, yeah, the dude's already injured. He hasn't recovered yet. They're like, hey, go back to your unit so we can send you to the front again. He's like, no, I'm still fucking broken. And another guy with him was like, I'm also still broken. We're not going back yet. And they're like, cool, we're going to beat you until you go back. And they beat them so bad, they broke one of the dude's backs.
Did you see Hamas shooting a bunch of people today in Gaza?
I sent you that.
Yep.
I was the one that sent it to you.
Bro, Sam, I need you to understand something. I read so much that by the time you send me stuff, it's the same thing with my wife when she sends me stuff. I've already seen it 3 times.
How do you know I wasn't the source? Have you seen that video of Hamas shooting civilians who criticized them?
I saw it on Twitter last night.
I sent it to you from Twitter.
Just humor Sam. He doesn't get
Noah, we cannot show it on stream. It is a video of Hamas rounding up people and pew-pewing those in Gaza who they found out criticized them on the internet.
Well, no, they took out 6 who they accused of being collaborators, and then they shot 12 in the legs who they accused of stealing aid.
Oh, no, I had a different video then. No, the one I found was they found people who were critical of them and were talking shit about them, and they were pew-pewing them. Hebrew, if Jewish people, in your opinion, get it the worst, who's number 2?
Who's number 2? I don't know that there's a real metric.
Current times or all time?
I don't know that there's a real metric to determine number 2, and I'm really
Different people get hate for different reasons.
I'm really only concerned about number one
Mhm.
because that affects me directly. So I don't know. It also depends on what part of the world.
Yeah.
Others too.
Oh, was that you that sent me the law about what just happened in Africa? South Africa?
Oh man, dude, South Africa's toast. Oof. Oof.
What's
That
going
law
on?
is wild. They're just gonna go
Oh.
start stealing land.
Oh yeah, and South Africa now, it's okay to go seize land from white farmers. Or no, it's not white people; it's specifically farmers. But most of the farmland is owned by white people.
Afrikaans?
Let's
The
see.
board.
Yeah, the boards are Afrikaans. That's
Yeah.
unfortunate. I have my brother-in-law is Afrikaans,
Yeah,
and
you
his
better get out of
family
there.
owns some farmland.
Yeah, you should tell them
passed
to
a
get the fuck
law.
out of there, like now.
Yeah, they passed a law basically equivalent of what they did in Zimbabwe, and they used the amount of water that's being used as the predicate for passing the law that if you use over a certain amount of water, your land becomes available for public use, and they'll screw it up. I mean,
Two
what
Star
happened in
Wars
Zimbabwe
guy.
was they
I'm doing okay. This is I work
slaughtered
night shift, so
the
this is my
white
sleep.
farmers
This is my awake time.
who had expertise in commercial farming. And they thought, oh, well, we can do it. But Africans only know subsistence farming. So when they took over the white farms, they screwed it up. Inflation went up to, I remember when we looked it up that one time, Sam, it was 7 million%.
Oh my god.
It was crazy. Like it was, I didn't even know such a thing could happen. Same thing will happen to South Africa. They'll screw it up.
Yeah, probably. Well, I mean,
sure. They don't, managing, governing is not easy. And when you don't have experience in it, it makes it even more difficult. So if you don't know anything about commercial farming, thinking you can just walk into a commercial farm and pick up where those farm it's
You know, it's funny. They probably could have watched some YouTube videos and figured it out.
No, dude, commercial farming is hard, man.
Dude, there's entire videos of going through it in depth. Someone in chat says, which is worth ethnic anti-Semitism or religious anti-Semitism? Anti-Semitism is anti-Semitism.
It's all the same. It's really religious anti-Semitism because most people don't recognize that we're an ethnic group or don't know.
And they resort to religious when they don't. Like you could tell someone, "Hey, I'm."
Anyone that says anything about the Talmud, that's religious. Have you read the Talmud?
Dude, I love how last night we went through that whole thing and even gave her examples of how people take it out of context and do it on purpose and taking individual verses. And I think you had already left. Jason came in and fucking on cue did exactly that. Took a random verse. It was like, oh, well, what about this? Were you here for that still? Or did you already leave?
Jason.
The dude that goes up on Nick's Live all the time that makes like 30 fucking accounts. The one that had his account as like Zyklon B.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. Oh, listen. Don't.
Arabia Petria.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Haters gonna hate.
South Africa is
important to recognize that.
That is true. Paradise Fuse.
People have been trying to wipe us out for 3,500 years, and all the people that keep trying to wipe us out are gone, and we're still here. So, do the math. Do the math.
Hammer, do you think Trump's doing good so far? What's your take?
Absolutely. Trump's winning.
By the way, Hammer.
A lot of winning.
W Trump.
Tons of winning so far. It would be nice if he got more of his cabinet implemented. Oh, the stuff that Rubio's doing at the State Department, I think is great.
What's he doing?
But I mean, I really love the rooting out the DEI stuff. Firing the Coast Guard lady was great. She was awful. She lied to Congress, covered up a sexual assault scandal at the Coast Guard Academy. She was big on DEI, getting rid of affirmative action in the federal contracting process, in the federal hiring process is good. What I really want to see is I want to see some of these mayors and city council people in some of these cities get in the way of ICE performing their duties and have them get arrested and thrown in jail.
Wonder how it's gonna go when they go into these sanctuary cities.
Huh?
I wonder how it's gonna go when ICE tries to go into these sanctuary cities.
They were just in Boston, dude.
Wait, Boston's a sanctuary city?
Oh yeah, they were just in Boston, scooping people up left and right.
I didn't know Boston was a sanctuary city, though.
That's where they got that Haitian guy who was talking about how much he loves Biden.
I'm curious.
I had
When
like
they hit New York.
20 arrests. It was
I hope they hit New York.
It was just a terrible criminal. Yeah, no, it's. I think the law enforcement people understand it more than the politicians. It's not. The sanctuary cities don't realize that they make it more unsafe, because if you hold these people in jail and just hand them over to ICE, it's much safer. Having to send ICE out into the community to go find these people, the potential for, collateral damage, for people getting hurt, for people that you don't want getting scooped up because they may not be a criminal themselves, but they're associating with criminals. It backfires against, if they really wanted to protect illegals, that you're going to have to sacrifice the ones in jail to protect the rest of them. If you just let them out, like they do in some of these cities, ICE isn't going to stop from going in and finding them and getting them. You're just putting more people at risk. It's just dumb. I don't understand why, from a political standpoint, the Democratic Party doesn't recognize what a losing issue this is for them. I don't expect politicians to be smart on either side necessarily, but I do expect them to be self-interested. And it's not in your self-interest to support a position that 70% of the country is against you on. It just doesn't make sense. I don't get it. But the Democrats going to be Democrats. They're going to do their thing. It just doesn't make a lot of sense.
Left, I never understood the Democratic Party.
It doesn't make any sense. They claim it's out of compassion, but compassion for whom?
It's
somehow it's
out of a way to destabilize.
But how is protecting criminals who are terrorizing people in their communities compassionate? I don't understand that. Like, go on to Libs of TikTok on Twitter.
Oh, they're great.
Every day she's posting different stories of illegals let out of jail, and going and recommitting crimes, and like vicious crimes. So you're compassionate to one group of people at the expense of everybody else. It just doesn't make sense. The Democratic Party can't agree to deport criminal illegals. Okay, we're not talking about grandma that's been here for 30 years and she's got a family and she doesn't bother nobody and she pays a little bit of taxes. I'm not even talking about those people. I'm talking about hardened criminals. If you can't agree to deport those people, you're gone. Like, you're so far beyond the mainstream on that issue. It just doesn't make sense. There's no logic to it.
Quick answer for the person that says, Sam, wants your opinion. Why are we putting everything into Kursk while we're losing the Donbass area? The reason there's so much focus on Kursk right now is it's not a lot. It's not everything by any means, but there's a focus on holding that ground there because Russia's already put over 60,000 troops they've taken from the rest of the front line that could be fighting to take Ukrainian land just to try and fight off the Ukrainians in Kursk, and they're barely moving them at all. So you're diverting those tens of thousands of Russian soldiers that could be elsewhere on the front lines, bombing Ukrainian cities, into bombing their own land. But you know how we make fun of like the countries without toilets and how Russia has only 26% of the country doesn't have toilets?
Absolutely.
There was a village that the Russian civilians came back to.
One of my favorite things to do, Sam.
There was a village that the Ukrainians had supposedly withdrawn from in Russia that the Ukrainian civilians came back to. And they were like, oh my God, the Ukrainians, they stole all our toilets. They destroyed our houses. They looted all our shit. And then it turned out the Ukrainian government was like, wait a minute, we weren't even there yet. We didn't even make it that far. The Russian soldiers looted their own people. They looted their own toilets from their own people.
When you gotta go, man. You gotta go.
Dude, I can't tell you how pissed off I was at the fact that I had to shit in a hole because of Russians. Like, I thought the whole stealing the toilets thing was a joke. They actually do that.
That sounds awful.
Like, why? How? It's not like you're going to take the toilet back to Russia. You're in the middle of Ukraine. What are you going to do with it?
Well, how do you know?
They ain't making it out of there.
You need to load them up on the toilet truck.
Yes, Bob. Hammer saw the pocket pussy hadith.
The what?
The what?
Pocket pussy hadith.
Yeah, that was... Dude,
oh, Anushka, did you not know Muslims invented pocket pussies?
That's wild.
I did not know.
That was wild. I gotta be honest.
This is new information for me.
I hear.
That shit was wild.
We will read it out loud for the class.
Like, sometimes even I...
You sent it to me as well.
I'm generally not one to get shocked very often.
Okay, so... Anushka, for reference, Anushka, we were talking about Mickey's bread videos. Older millennial got so uncomfortable that he was like, I don't like this here. And then...
Oh, he went off about how Zelensky's a dictator yesterday. It was weird.
He's a fucking moron. He doesn't know shit about this war. I've called him out on stuff, and he just starts throwing insults. Hammer was there. He tried accusing me of being a paid shill, and I'm taking money. Then he said I'm a moron. Then he ended it. Then he was trying to say that all this money's being stolen. Couldn't prove anything of it. I debunked him. I kept debunking him on shit left and right. And he ended the conversation by saying, "I hope you and all you Ukrainian friends catch a bomb and die."
That's fucked up.
Yeah, I remember that.
Probably gonna unfollow him.
Okay, so we were talking about Mickey's videos with this bread. And then this dude we had up here from Nick's Live was like, oh, did you know that the Muslims actually have hadiths about fingering bread? And we went, what? And then he was like, hold on a minute. I'll be right back. I got to go get some hadiths. And he came back and he showed us this one.
Oh, my God.
So if a man makes a hole in a melon or some dough or a leather skin or the worn out part of the base of a statue, Hammer, we got to figure out what that means, and penetrates into it, this is already related to the detailed description we have presented. I have said this is more expedient than him masturbating with his hand. And Ahmad said regarding whoever has an overbearing desire such that he cannot dominate himself and fears that his testicles might burst, quote, feed it.
Yeah, I don't know
I
why.
should send this to my little...
Figure that out. I don't. I'm good.
I need to know what the worn out base of a statue means.
Yeah, you can figure that out on your own.
There is a hole on the bottom of...
Not every statue has a hole.
It does if you put one there, I guess.
Well, it says the worn out hole, so I would assume that means there's already one there?
Bro, that... Suffice to say...
Yeasty.
You better use some lube if you're going to town on a statue.
Wash it after.
That would be uncomfortable.
Definitely wash it.
Now, who was the first one to start doing this too? Who was the first one that realized all this stuff? So it's an American Pie scenario.
I'd rather do it with an American an apple pie than a statue. That's for sure. Warm apple pie sounds way better than a cold statue, or even a warm statue.
I just don't understand how anybody could believe in a God and like do it in a way that they do everything where it's let's find every loophole we possibly can.
They don't think it's evil.
They're so strange. Also, I can't believe in a God that doesn't want me to feel pleasure.
Oh, wait, Bob's here. I think Bob's here to give us a prostate update because you know it's related.
Oh, God, his prostate's like, come on.
Bob, how you doing?
What's up?
Did you enjoy?
Bob, first time I'm hearing your voice.
Bob, did you enjoy the hadith?
It was amazing. Aren't statues against aren't those against Islam? Like I thought you weren't supposed to have statues. I thought there was hadiths that say something about statues are forbidden. So are picture frames.
What?
Yeah, there's a hadith that mentions that you're not supposed to have pictures in your house. Angels will not go inside, or something like that.
That's true.
But I thought it was the same for statues.
I don't recall reading about statues. I know the picture one is correct. That's accurate.
Is that why they just have posters of H-Man up on their walls instead, like in Lebanon?
Well, you're definitely not supposed to have pictures of people.
Well, they definitely had, did you not see all the posters everywhere in Lebanon?
No, I know. I'm just saying that you're not. Well, they're also Shia, so they don't follow Sunni hadiths. So I don't know much about Shia hadiths.
Wait, someone in chat just said, please Google, Ummah have ruled on the permissibility of having sex with a watermelon. What? What? Hold on a minute. Hang on.
Dude, this is getting a little weird even for me. I can understand where millennial was coming from. This is just getting weird.
Wait, was he here earlier?
That's what Sam said.
Wait, I Googled it, and the first thing I see is from ShiaPen.com, and it says, third example of Sunni morality. Sunni Ummah have ruled on the permissibility of having sex with watermelons.
What the fuck?
I don't know why you're laughing, dude. That's weird.
It's a little funny. I appreciate it. In the most, it's weird. But weird is sometimes funny. Sounds cold.
Weird is sometimes funny, but sometimes weird is just weird.
It's just crazy to think people actually believe in this. It's just a little interesting.
Oh.
What did that cost?
Hang on. Someone asked earlier, females are allowed to have fun with toys. According to this,
They're allowed to have what?
The females are allowed to buy their own pleasure items, but males are stuck with. Well, I mean, whales can use the fleshlight.
I don't know if that's true.
It wouldn't be the first time there's contradicting.
It's from the dude who wrote this book of wrote in this book of hadiths.
That'd be kind of weird.
Ibn Qayyim then goes on to make permissible the use of dildo by women. It is only logical when the husbands leave to go touch themselves and spread Islam by the sword. They need something to do with themselves. He said, quote, if a woman does not have a husband and her lust becomes strong, then some of our scholars say it is permissible for the women who take an acrabanige, which is a piece of leather worked in until it becomes in the shape of a you-know-what, and then insert it. Oh my! She may also use a cucumber.
That's the word you're going to censor after all the other things you just said?
Shut up. She may also, hammer, she may also use a cucumber.
That's beautiful. Beautiful religion.
That's why you're supposed to wash your vegetables, I guess.
Before and after.
Well, I was going to say before you make a salad.
Wait, a Salafi woman can suckle a Salafi man with a beard. What in the fuck? What in the fuck am I reading?
Hammer, have you ever had someone be able to explain the one that says like you can beat your significant other if you're not?
Hammer, I think I just found another hadith that says bestiality is okay.
Hold on. Bob was asking you a question.
I said, have you ever had a Muslim actually be able to explain the hadith that talks about if a woman denies a man, you can abuse her, basically?
Oh, they just downplay it.
Wait, I didn't. He went out for the last part. A woman denies a man what?
So if a woman asks, or if a man asks a woman for schmecks and she denies, he can beat her. Have you ever had someone explain it? Like actually,
well, Well, I mean, yeah, they've all tried to explain it. Doesn't mean any of them are good explanations. They generally say that the most common answer that you'll get is that you don't understand the translation and it's not hitting, it's a lightly striking. It's like a love tap, basically.
Oh, okay.
Is what they'll say.
I'm arguing with you.
That's what they'll say. I mean,
Hammer, we may have just found another hadith that says bestiality's okay.
I mean, that's not surprising. Not surprising at all, by the way.
And it comes from Abu Bakr. If he had sexual intercourse with an animal, that will not make his Hajj void.
Fabulous.
What?
Fabulous. Good to know.
This is What is that noise?
I'm gonna be right back. I'm coming on my other account.
Okay. Oh my god. Schmetophilia, bestiality, and necrophilia can be performed while one is fasting.
Who has the energy for fasting?
What the shit?
If you're fasting correctly, you wouldn't have the energy, right?
Oh shit, Christopher here. Thanks for coming up, Chris. Chris of Space. It is narrated by Ahmed that a man came to him that feared that he would. Oh dear God, what?
You go to sleep soon.
While he was ejaculated while he was fasting, Ahmed said, "What I see is that he can release stuff without ruining the fast. He can masturbate using his hands or the hands of his wife if he has an ama, whether it be a girl or a little child." Oh my God.
What book are you reading this from?
This is from Ibn Qayyim. It's in Bada'i. No, so Ibn Qayyim is the dude that wrote that that hadith that's under.
Well, what's the name of the book?
It should be in. What was the one I was reading to you? I read you the book. Shit. What is it? Hang on.
Like, see, Rob just sent me a news article.
Uh-huh.
Harry read it 2 days ago.
Fuck. I gotta find out what this is from again. What book it's from. I said it in chat. Who remembers what I said? Awabi or something. Oh, the dude is also a major influence on the Wahhabi movement too. Jesus.
Oh yeah, well, they're pretty extreme.
She can masturbate for him using her hands, and if she was a non-believer, he can sleep with her without releasing. If he releases it, it becomes impermissible. What?
Chief Pauly Stein. He knows. That's a smart dude right there. He knows a lot of stuff. You should have him up on your live. He knows a lot. Knows a lot about Judaism. Knows a lot about Islam. He's a smart dude.
Hang on.
It was published 2 days ago, America time. Rob, that's in the news source that you have. It was on Jewish Breaking News. Well, because today's Friday, Wednesday morning it was published on Jewish Breaking News.
What hadith did you? What hadith did you contribute to?
Well, congratulations, Sam.
What?
Yeah. You're taking your shahada tomorrow?
Oh yeah, I'm going to immediately after completion. I'm going to immediately Allahu Akbar. Click on the spot.
Yeah, just buy it from Walmart.
Shahada every morning when I wake up.
That's good.
But Hammer, do you make sure the shaitan does not go pee pee in your ears?
I can't. I miss the morning prayers, so it probably does. That's only for Muslims, not for me.
But aren't you not
a group
Muslim
of
as soon as you
people
miss one
that
prayer?
What?
Go ahead, Anushka.
there was a bunch of people that were making fun of Ask the Doc, so they made like Ask the, and mine was the Shaitan. And there was a girl on our side who became absolutely convinced that I was a Satanist. That was a lot of fun.
That you were what?
She became convinced I was a Satanist.
Nice.
Like screaming, like accusing me in front of a bunch of people. It was fucking awesome. And I may have played into it a little bit too much.
If only they knew we didn't believe in Satan.
Oh man. Good stuff. I love when you find the really big idiots on here.
It's not that hard to find. They're everywhere.
I used to think I was very average intelligence, and then I came to TikTok.
People with average intelligence can come to TikTok and feel like geniuses.
Damn, look up that hadith.
Which hadith?
That's actually a good one. That they.
Jesus. Okay. Hammer, you sure you don't want to get your notes?
Dude, I only got a couple more minutes. I gotta go to sleep.
That's a couple hadiths we can hit.
I got an appointment in the morning. I gotta go buy a car.
Okay.
Casually.
I'm super
Sitting and lying down. Okay. 1138, is that it? Yeah, 1138. Okay. It is related that Abu Hurairah said, quote, I never say Al-Hasan without my eyes overflowing with tears. That is because the Prophet, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, went out one day and found me in the mosque. He took my hand and went along with him. He did not speak to me until we reached the market of Banu Quiet, whatever the fuck that place is. He walked around it and looked. Then he left, and I left with him until we reached the mosque. He sat down and wrapped himself in garment and then said, "Where is the little one? Call the little one to me." Hassan came running and jumped into his lap. Then he put his hand in his beard. Then the Prophet, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, opened his mouth and put his mouth in his mouth. Then he said, "Oh Allah, I love him, and the one who loves him."
Dude, there's one where
what the fuck?
There's one with Muhammad where he jumped into a grave and has relations.
Oh yeah,
with dead bodies.
You told me that one.
Yeah, that's
one of my favorites. Is the when babies are born, the reason they cry is because Satan pricks them. It's so bizarre.
Oh, you mean the blood clots?
Wait, which one?
No, there's one that says like the reason babies cry is because Satan pricks them when they're born, like pricks them with like a needle.
Oh, I was referring to them before they're born. You know, like Islam calls them blood clots.
Yeah.
Hammer, if you need prop comedy on your lives for stupid purposes, Anushka here is like a meme receptacle.
I do what I can.
Props? Dude, when was the last time
No, like when someone says something stupid, she usually immediately has a fucking reaction that she puts up as a meme.
Yeah, when was the last time I went live that wasn't a Torah study?
Jeopardy?
I mean, where I hosted.
Jeopardy?
It's been a few weeks. Anytime I host a live that's not a Torah study, I get popped. So
I'll probably have the
yeah, my Rational Bibles came.
Oh, good.
Nice. Fabulous. Which one?
I got I got the first 3.
Nice. Yeah, I still have to read numbers. I got it a couple months ago as a gift, and I haven't gone to it. I just haven't been I've been so busy lately. I haven't been reading as much as I normally do, plus with all the news, because I consume a lot of news on a daily basis. I just haven't. I've been stuck on this Mufti book for like a month now, and it's just been a grind getting through it.
Which book? Through the Eyes of the Mufti, is that what you're reading?
The Mufti of Jerusalem and the Yahtzees, the Berliniers.
Oh.
This guy had like access to all the declassified archival letters and correspondences between the Mufti and the leadership and Ribbentrop and Himmler.
Dude, sorting through archives is fucking horrendous. I applaud anyone
Having to
who's
read about
gone.
it is even having to read about it is sometimes even worse.
But like for someone to actually go through an entire archive and actually compile that sort of stuff, I applaud them.
This guy, like
I still want access to your database thing.
I'm halfway through the book and it's just becoming a grind because it's like every word the guy said and a lot of it is just not that interesting. And then you get a few nuggets here and there, but it just gets to be a grind, man. A real grind. You're just like, all right, I get it. Like he hates Jews. Like he wants to help. I get it.
Wait, Bob, is it Sahih Muslim 2366? Is that A, B, C? Which one is it?
I think it's A. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. No child is born, but no child is born. All right. I don't know how he appears then, but he is pricked by the Satan, and he begins to weep because of the pricking of the Satan, except the son of Mary and his mother. Abu Huraira then said, "You may recite, if you so like, the verse, 'I seek thy protection for her and her offspring against Satan, the accursed." What?
There's multiple about that. There's multiple about Satan pricking babies. It's weird.
I don't understand. Jay says, "Who hurt y'all?"
We're having a good time, Jay.
Yeah.
I don't hurt.
Oh, Coach left.
Who hurt by what?
By the Satan's needle.
Yeah, I'm doing fine. I just read the Mufti made 60,000 marks a month compared to a German general making 23,000 marks a year. Jesus.
Yeah, he made a lot of money, and but a lot of it was also for recruiting. I haven't seen those specific numbers, but they did talk about how much money he was given for recruiting, and right now he's just finished the part where he was recruiting Bosnian Muslims for an SS division.
Of course.
It's just I don't know. It started off interesting. It just became a grind, but I want to finish it so I can move on to my next book, which is I'm really excited about this one. I'm sure there's going to be some real nuggets in here. Judaism and Islam, biblical and Talmudic backgrounds of the Quran and its commentaries.
Oh,
basically all the stuff that they copied from the Talmud.
Yep.
Who is that by?
So that we can throw it back in their faces.
That's awesome.
Who's that book by?
Guy's name is Abraham and the last name is Katsh. Guess who? Okay. Catch.
Because they copied a lot of stuff from the Babylonian Talmud, which was located in Iraq at the time, right?
Well, I mean, that's where it was written.
But wasn't that at the time where it was still located?
Well, yeah, but I mean, it wasn't Iraq either.
It would have been at war still. But they had access to it because it was in that area.
Well, I'll find out from this book what they got more from, whether it was the Babylonian or the Jerusalem. I imagine
I thought it was Babylonian.
Babylonian Talmud was in Aramaic, which might not have been known by all the Jews. I don't know. I'm sure Rabbi knows.
Oh, can you do me a favor and text Rabbi my number on WhatsApp? I messaged it to his other account, and it got banned before he got to write my number down.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm not going to do it right now, but I will do it.
Just asking.
I mean, hopefully Rabbi's asleep, but I'm not sure the Rabbi does sleep. I think maybe he just plugs himself in every night and charges for like 3 hours.
Back up to the wall and he just charges.
Yeah. That That guy's just
And him, where do you plug the charging cord in on a rabbi, though?
he's just a ball of energy, that guy. He's got 7 kids, and he's just...
Dude, I don't know how he does it. I genuinely don't.
He's just raring to go all the time.
He's making up for the rest of the Jews behaving like giant pandas. It's just not mating.
It's impressive. I got 3
feel
kids.
so called out.
It's exhausting.
I am basically a panda.
And here's the best part. Do you ever have someone try to wingman for you?
Once again?
Do you ever have someone try to wingman for you to help you get with other Jews and stuff?
No.
Oh, I know a lot of Jewish friends that do. That would be their Chinese caretaker.
Oh my god.
Amber, have you heard that? Comparing Jewish people that can't find another Jewish person to giant pandas constantly needing help to mate because they can't fucking do it?
There's plenty of ways to mate.
You know what I mean? Like the comparison, like because giant pandas just fucking don't breed.
I think it's just racist.
I don't.
I will admit that as somebody who is very, for the first time in my adult life, hanging around other Jewish people, this is my first time even having a flirtation with Jewish people. So, yeah.
I don't have a deep knowledge base about the mating habits of the panda. I'm going to be honest with you.
They need a lot of help when it comes to literally everything.
Why? Because they're fat?
Probably Hadith about that.
No, they're regular bear size.
You just said there's probably a
It's
Hadith
because
about
they're
that.
so interbred at this point that they're all fucking stupid.
Oh,
It's
got
actually
it.
kind of sad.
Morning.
That should be the animal of the Muslims then.
No.
Oh, they're too cute for them. Keep pandas away from them.
Well, the inbreeding part. I was
Actually,
talking about.
pandas
They'll
are
probably
not so cute.
try to fuck them too. Like goats.
Where are we going with this?
I don't feel bad.
I don't feel bad.
I have
Oh,
my
you came up
backup
at just the
account
right
now.
time. You came up at just the right
Hurt me
time.
all you want.
Rob, did you know Muslims invented fleshlights?
What? Come again?
That's how we start every
Yes, that is exactly what happened. They came again.
But
Rob, do you
mean the flashlight in the eyes, no?
No. You know what a fleshlight is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Muslims invented it.
Oh, okay.
It's in a hadith.
Okay. They also invented the splitting of the moon, apparently. So.
Yeah, except this one's real.
Oh, okay.
I will never forget my reaction of hearing about all of that. And it was on Nick's Live, and it was like 4 girls, and the girls are so rabid, just consecutively screaming about it. It was fucking delicious.
Welcome to Islam.
It is so much weirder
Hey,
than I
you
could
should
have ever
totally message your ex and ask him if he thinks the moon was split in half.
I've been really, really wanting to, but I'm also scared I'll lead him to his third mental breakdown.
It's okay. I'm fully support of people getting a fully mental break.
Hammer, do you want to talk to Jason?
I'm leaving in 3 minutes. I'm going to sleep.
Here then.
Yeah, Hammer, you're another person I'm convinced
Jason,
does not
Jason, you got 3 minutes.
Yeah, if
3
you
minutes.
add me one more time, I'm just gonna block all your accounts.
Who? Me?
You probably don't even know
Jason,
what you do it, but
Jason,
it's creepy.
Jason, what do you do for a living? Like, how do you live?
I'm a grants
McDonald's.
manager, bro. You need your grants approved?
You're a grant manager?
Grants manager, grants. I approve multiple grants.
For like nonprofits?
No, it's they profit.
Big profit.
Wait.
They make profit. Yes, they make profit.
No.
Why does this sound like underpants gnomes?
Okay. Maybe we're not on the same page here. What kind of companies apply for the grants? Nonprofits or for profits? I mean, I can't imagine lying about it.
For profits, but they're not making that much profit. They're not making money.
Like, I can't imagine you're lying if you're going to lie about a job. Saying you're a grant manager isn't all that exciting, right? So I'm sure you're telling the truth. But why would a for-profit company apply for a grant?
Can I explain to you? You got to give me some time.
Go ahead.
In Australia, the government gives out grants to companies that don't make that much money. The company can apply to grants if you can show if you can show that you're a small business and you're not profiting or you're failing in your first I don't know if it's first 2 years, 3 years, 4 years of you establishing your business, you can apply for certain grants, okay? And the government can approve it, or they can not approve it.
How much
Simple.
are these grants?
Same,
Like what?
the same for non-profits. It's 5,000 to 15,000. Some, there's other grants out there. These non-profits also, like these non-profits that also apply for grants, they, sometimes they're hospitals, childcare, schools, that type of stuff.
Okay, well, yeah, those are nonprofits, so that I understand. I didn't. That's not something we.
So what's your point, bro? What's your point?
My point
What's your
was
point?
to
What are
ask
you
you
trying
what
to get?
I was just trying to find out what you did for a living.
What do you do for work, bro? What do you do for work?
I lend people money.
So what? You're a bank? What is that?
I put together investors with people who need to borrow money against their homes. So I broker real estate transactions.
Amazing.
And then the people that get the loans pay very high interest rates above market.
Yeah, I expected that from a Jew.
I mean, you couldn't.
I knew it was coming.
Listen, it'd be one of the few times I ever agree with them. It couldn't be a more stereotypical Jewish job than what I do.
I wasn't surprised.
It's stereotypical, that's for sure.
Yeah. You know what banks the Jews don't own though? You know what banks they don't own? The ones in Iran.
The ones where?
In Iran. The Jews own the banks in Saudi. The Jews
You
own
sure
the
about
banks
it?
in-
Jason, you
Yeah.
sure about it?
In Iran, 100% you don't own the banks.
Yeah.
How are the banks in
I will
Iran
tell you.
doing?
I will tell you to check it again, but okay.
How are the banks in Iran doing?
They're doing pretty good. I mean, they survived the sanctions. So,
Are they doing good? What's the
Are
exchange
they?
rate these days?
Look, I can't go into all of that
Oh
because
my
I don't
God,
know the exchange
Hammer!
rate.
One
they're
Iranian
definitely not owned by
one Iranian rial is worth $0.00024.
I think it's 800,000 rials to the dollar.
Because they're still under sanctions till this day. They've been under sanctions for over a decade.
No,
What are you talking about?
hang on.
Biden removed the sanctions. What are you talking about?
No, whether you like it or not, there's still sanctions.
Hang on,
No,
Hammer.
Biden-
It is 42,000 rial to the dollar.
42? Oh, maybe it was 80. It was up to 80. I added a zero by mistake.
I will correct you. 840,000.
I might have added a zero, but no, the sanctions, Biden removed the sanctions. They were selling oil like crazy when Biden was in office.
No, that's not true. 90%
2 million barrels a day. What are you talking about?
China.
2 million barrels a day.
90% of Iran's oil is sold to China, not America.
What does it matter to who is they selling it?
Yeah,
They,
what
they're
does that
still
matter?
selling it.
Because
Right.
it has everything to do with Iran adapting to the sanctions. Everything.
But wait
to
a
do-
second.
to
If
do
the oil's being sold, who cares
my
who
God.
the end buyer is? What does it matter?
Jason, 1 plus 1 equals to what?
for the fact that they don't have free trade. Free trade is a serious thing. It's a serious thing.
You just said they sold to China.
There has to, King Hebrew. There has to be a
What
bilateral
items
trade
do they
between the
need?
nations.
What
You
items
know-
do they need for the benefit of their economy? Can they not trade for?
Right now, military technology.
How does that help their economy? How does that help the average person in Tehran?
Yeah, but
little-
for
maybe in that
example,
case it
Brandon,
doesn't.
let me give you an example for America. America gets the trophy system, which is our anti-missile defense system that goes on top, and like anti-RPG stuff that goes on top of our tanks. We get that from Israel. Us buying that from Israel or having the ability to buy that from Israel doesn't benefit the American people or the economy. It's just something we buy.
You could actually say it has an inverse effect because the more government spends, the worse the economy will be.
So why the fuck would you buy it?
Because
Well,
it saves
there-
tanks.
Right. There's a point of spending which governmental spending, which becomes detrimental to the economy. The United States has certainly passed that point. We spend way too much money. It's had a negative effect on the economy. It contributed heavily to inflation. So we need to cut our spending. The question then becomes, what are your priorities?
How much in debt is the United States?
A lot.
How many trillions of dollars in debt is the United States?
A lot.
Things like 36 trillion.
Do you not see a problem in that?
Yeah,
No, because you can only grow through debts.
I do see a problem.
But how you would know that?
I do see a problem with it. It's not a good thing, but what's going to happen? Do you think the people that own the debt are going to call it due? The United States is still the safest investment in the world. Is still the United States Treasury bill.
But by the way, this is the trophy system. I'd like to put this out. This is why we buy the trophy system, because it's fucking awesome. This is a demo, so it gets mounted on top of the vehicles. Goes on a multitude of American and Israeli vehicles. And
why didn't they test it in Gaza?
What do you mean? It worked plenty in Gaza. So,
not from the videos I've seen coming out of Gaza.
So the explosion you see here,
all over the place.
The explosion you see here, that explosion is what you see from a lot of videos that come out of Gaza, that they just try to cut the video off and they go, look, it didn't do anything. It blew up the tank. It's like, no, you didn't. No. Here, watch this. So projectile flies in, boop, it blows up. It creates an explosion on top.
Anyway, Hammer, for a serious topic, how do you react to the joint operation of the IDF and the PA authority, while the IDF is breaking Jenin?
I got told that wasn't.
I didn't ask you.
I got told that wasn't going to happen.
It's a bit okay.
And the PA is basically going after the IDF and arresting all of the rats that are trying to escape from Jenin, and they're taking so much pleasure of it.
Yeah, I saw that was going to happen, Rob. Hang on. I saw that was going to happen, Rob, and I was telling people, hey, looks like the PA may be struggling for survival and be willing to actually go after Hamas members just for the sake of their own survival. Like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Like, they hate Israel, but they really hate Hamas because they're threatened by them. And people are like, no, that would never happen in a million years. And I'm watching this shit unfold, and I'm like...
Well, they're also doing it because they don't want... Now that Israel's withdrawing and drawing down troops from Gaza, if the ceasefire holds, the next theater is going to be Judea and Samaria. So if they can show, hey, we're cleaning it out ourselves, they're thinking is probably we can prevent the IDF from coming into Judea and Samaria. I mean, it's not going to happen, obviously.
So wait, Hammer. So that's basically what they tried to do for 42 days. And the Islamic Jihad and Hamas basically kicked their asses in Jenin. So basically, Israel said to them, "You useless bunch of craps, get out." And
by the way,
they started to enter. Wait, and they started this grand operation in Jenin that will be expanding throughout all of Judea and Samaria. But the thing is, to show their relevance, still relevance. So all of the rats that are escaping from Jenin are getting picked up and arrested by the PA. Now the thing is that the PA is making fun of it and publishing photos and everything.
Oh, they're doing more than that.
Humiliate Hamas.
I mean, I think the ideal situation, if we can encourage it or do something to set the events in motion, would be a massive civil war. I mean, if they're killing each other, that's a beautiful thing. That's ideal. You know, let us just sit there and watch, and then whoever's left standing, go take them out. I don't think.
I would have to disagree with you.
It's not a matter of disagreement. It's my opinion.
Okay, so you want the American current American administration, the Trump administration, to increase their ties with the Palestinian Authority?
This has nothing to do with America. I'm talking about from an Israeli point of view.
It does. Yeah, but okay, in the eyes.
No, I want the United States to cut the PA off. I want the United States to cut UNRWA off.
They won't do that. They won't do. If you
Trump already did. What are you talking about?
No, they didn't.
Trump already did.
They did.
No, they didn't.
Trump cut UNRWA and he cut all foreign aid for the next 90 days while there's a
UNRWA,
review.
that UNRWA is not the Palestinian Authority.
But he cut all foreign aid for the next 90 days until a full review can
King
be
Hebrew,
done
listen to this.
to determine if the foreign aid is in America's best interest. So the PA is
America's
getting nothing.
best interest, including the interest of Trump and his administration, is that they believe in a two-state solution and that the PA is a viable.
Where is Trump come
platform
out
for
and said he
peace.
supports?
Wait,
Where
are
is
you
Trump said he
drunk?
supports a two-state solution?
There's videos.
People like
There's
Vivek,
literally
people
there's
like
videos on
Vivek, people
YouTube.
like Mark Rubio, people like Huckabee, you telling them two-state solution? Are you Delulu? Did you use drugs? It's
I mean,
haram.
there's videos of Trump on YouTube telling Netanyahu to kick back on the settlements. There's
There
videos of it.
there is videos of Trump telling to Israel that it's about time to expand because Israel is too small.
Wait, that's not saying curtail building in Judea and Samaria is not the same as advocating for a Palestinian state or supporting a Palestinian state. They're not connected. One's not connected to the other. I haven't seen anything from the Trump administration that supports a two-state solution at all.
Trump has always been for a two-state solution. Bro.
I don't believe that's true at all. As a matter of fact, I believe he actually abandoned the two-state solution. If he ever was, after October 7th, he's spoken about how it's not possible.
Have you ever heard of the Trump plan?
The Trump that was 7 years ago. Things
still a two-state proposal.
But
look,
but the Trump plan isn't the plan anymore. He's modified.
I know, and this is why I'm saying the PA works as I don't know if you guys know anything about basketball, but the PA is basically the rebound. Okay, the PA is the rebound. So if anything goes wrong with Hamas, it stops Israel from taking all of the land. That's why the PA has taken this position. Yes, the PA has very good relations. The PA has very good relations with America, and actually in the past they've actually even received.
Amar, I think you didn't take the morning.
Yes, yeah, they received training that they then used
training and American weapons.
To Hamas.
How many years ago was that?
I mean,
I know guys who are on those training contracts.
Okay, it was a bit of
it's not that great of a thing that you think
it was. 2001.
Yeah, it was because of Oslo when they still thought there was a chance. It was 2001. That's a generation
and all it was
ago.
was contracted
That's
training.
the training.
Brandon,
Weapons
all
have
it
been
was contracted training. I know some of the people that were on those contracts. It's
Yeah,
not. It's
okay,
not like
what about
America
the weapons?
supports the PA. Like we don't have a
What
relationship.
about the
with them like
weapons?
that.
What about the weapons? You gave
Yeah,
them
we took
armored
weapons in there in
vehicles.
good faith and trained them on them as their own security forces. That's not, and it was done through private
You don't
contractors.
think they're gonna? You
That
don't think
doesn't
if they
make
go
it a
into
special
another civil
relationship.
war,
If
if they go into another civil war, they're gonna
The
ask
PA
you for
does
more
not
weapons.
have a direct relationship with the United States in that way.
If you think Trump gives a shit about the
Not
Palestinians,
really.
you're kidding yourself.
They do. Actually, wasn't it that Mahmoud Abbas had a meeting with Biden, isn't it? That he
Biden's
had.
not president anymore.
It's
And I
still,
don't,
it's
know, I don't,
still,
know, I don't recall
it's
Biden.
still
and-
America.
I don't
Brandon,
recall
here's
Biden
my
and Abbas
thing
having
with
a
this, man.
meeting. I don't recall that happening.
Well,
Here's what
Daddy,
the Palestinians
literally the
need to do.
American, literally the American ambassador, literally the American ambassador to the United Nations sat down there and talk about the biblical Judea and Samaria. What are you talking about? Are you crazy?
And
Right now,
Brandon,
there's a push.
I wanna
Right
make
now, there's a
I wanna
push
make
by the
very-
Republican Party to end using the term West Bank and to rename the area Judea and Samaria. Tom Cotton, I believe, is pushing a bill.
Yeah.
In the Senate.
Which is good.
So I don't know where you're getting this information from. All right, I got to go to sleep.
Wait, real quick,
yeah,
before you
go
go,
ahead.
Hammer. I think Brandon, are you there?
His name's Jason, by the way.
I know what
He's
his
a
name
regular.
is. Come on, Brandon.
He
hey,
had a
check this
call.
out.
He had a call.
Listen,
call
Brandon,
with,
Brandon. The only relationship that the PA or any Palestinian leadership should be worried
Wait,
about
let
right
me
now.
fix my internet, bro. Let me
Bro,
fix my
god damn.
Why do Australians have the shittiest internet in the world? People in Gaza
I know,
have better
right?
internet.
Like Jesus Christ.
Dude, Mickey,
No,
do you want to know?
He's using the McDonald's Wi-Fi connection. Let him get
No,
closer
no,
to the
no,
branch.
Rob.
It's
This
good
is
now.
this.
I was
No,
watering.
Rob. This
I
isn't
was
a joke.
watering the garden, bro.
Hang
I
on.
was watering
This
the
isn't
garden,
this.
bro.
Hey, Jason, hang on. This isn't a joke, Rob. Jason, how shitty has Australian internet been for like the last
Why are
10
you
years?
on the small screen?
Because I'm in my
How are you on the
garage.
small screen?
Keep up, Brandon. Keep up.
I'm on
Anyway,
my other
Brandon.
phone. Hey, wait.
Bro,
No, this is
the
important. This is important. I
only
gotta make fun of Australia. Jason, how shitty has Australian internet been for the last 10 years?
No, it's good. We invented internet, bro. What are you talking about?
what?
What?
See, now I know
Yeah,
this
dude, you're Jason. Hang on, Jason. Your guys' average, Jason. Your national average download speed was 3 megabits a second for like the last 10 years. For those that don't know, that's
Bro,
worse than like
internet
3G.
was invented in Melbourne.
Okay, I need to make a point.
It's in the Hadith. In Sahih
Shit.
al-Muslim.
Brandon, come back, and everybody, let me make one point to him. Brandon,
I'm
are you
here,
there?
bro. I'm here.
Okay,
Listen,
Mickey, relax.
This is a reality check. The PA or any Palestinian leadership, the only relationship that they need to be worrying about from now for the next maybe 30 years, 20 years, 10 years, 15 years, is their relationship with the Israelis, with the Israeli government, etc. All these other relationships that they use or are being used by have not gotten them anywhere. All right, falling back on the UN, falling back on these sort of like vacuous relationship building exercises that they have with in Europe or with the US or whatever, like it's not helpful to them. They need to make they need to focus all of their political, diplomatic, or otherwise efforts on their relationship with the Israeli government / the Israelis. That's it. That is
You know
it.
what they're gonna be doing
They
very
shouldn't be
soon?
wasting their time or wasting anybody else's time, like dancing around, like, oh, we had a meeting with the
Bro,
president.
they
No one
are
cares.
playing
It's
you
a
guys.
totally
They are
back-
playing you guys. You don't
No,
even
they're
know
not
it.
playing anybody. They're wasting the Palestinian people's time
Listen,
and
they
lives.
are playing
That's
you guys.
it.
They are
That's
playing
it. There's
big time.
nobody's playing. Nobody's 3 steps. Here's the thing that I think is funny. International relations is not even chess. It's pretty open. Anybody can sit there and go, "This is what's gonna happen." It's gonna happen. There is no 20 moves ahead. None of this bullshit. Like, and more especially, no one in the PA is playing anybody. All right, it's pretty straightforward how they've basically leveraged
PA's
these
fighting
sort of
for
vacuous
survival at this point.
relationships for their own corruption
No, that's not true.
and their bullshit, instead of doing what they should be doing for the people of the Palestinian territories. And what they should be doing is working their relationship with Israel directly, bilaterally, and not bringing in or relying on the interference of all these third parties that have no vested interest in their outcomes. Like, none.
Do
Think
you know
about
how
it.
many
The vested
tourists
interest
the
that
PA
the
helped?
UN or any of these other countries have in the Palestinian cause is only ideological. It means nothing to them otherwise. So the only people that have a vested interest in the outcomes with the Palestinians and the Palestinian territories is literally Israel. Nobody else. Nobody else cares nor needs to care outside of their ideological leanings. That's it.
Did you know that in 2022 there was 80 of the T attacks that happened in Israel were done by members of the PNSF, the Palestinian National Security Forces?
Bro, that doesn't change my point at all.
They did those T attacks using weapons that you provided to them, American weapons.
And again, it's a vacuous relationship that leads to nowhere for the Palestinians. You can point out, hey, the U.S. made a mistake in having this relationship or this training or whatever. And I know the contractors that were involved in that stuff. Dude, it doesn't matter. That's not a flex.
I'm not saying it's a flex. I'm just saying that Israelis and Israel, they're going and they're moving in a very
something
bad,
more funny.
They're moving in a very bad way forward. So
Jason, nothing you say has any bearing on literally anything.
Take some responsibility. Tell the Palestinian Authority or whoever else you can talk to over there, tell them to take responsibility and start working on behalf of Palestinians instead of their own fucking greed or bullshit.
I have uncles in the Palestinian Authority. They have no power. They have no power whatsoever. They don't even control their
They have no
taxes.
power according to who?
What the only thing that they do have leverage right now on is their image. They're trying to portray an image of Yeah, that's it. They're trying to portray an image to the world.
While the guy that set up the city of Rawabi was able to work with both the PA and Israel to make an entire massive city, the people in the PA somehow magically don't have any power of negotiation. Well, maybe if they'd stop leaning on the UN or all these other third parties and would talk to fucking Israel instead of trying to dance around and play games, we would get somewhere.
They can
If they
build
would
as many
govern
mansions
instead
and
of saying, "Oh, we can't do anything." Okay, well, do something. You're in power. You got voted in. Do something with the power you have.
real estate doesn't help the economy of
What do you mean real estate, dude? Do you know what kind of government relations you have to have with two belligerent governments to be able to build a city inside of a space where you can't get permits from one or the other?
Yeah,
That's
it's
what I'm saying.
look, it's
Yes,
an
it
amazing
is
city, but
possible
it's
to do
not a
things and
business.
get things done. It
it's
is
not a
possible. The level of
Listen.
government relations that guy would have had to have navigated on both ends tell me that yes, it is possible to work with the Israeli government. 150%.
Exactly. And how do they get to that stage? By making these. It's the exact same as Egypt. It's the exact same as Sisi. It's the exact same as Syria. It's the exact same as all of the
Brandon.
Abraham Accords.
Jason.
The Abraham Accords is all
Jason.
bullshit.
The
Because
major
because
point, we could hash out the details all day.
do you
The
think
major
Abraham Accords is
point
bullshit?
is
Do you
that
think
is
Abraham
that the
Accords is
PA,
bullshit?
dude, the PA or whoever wants to lead the Palestinians, it doesn't even have to be the PA. You need a set of leaders that will focus all their energy on a bilateral relationship with the Israelis and the Israeli government.
Palestinians
Period.
will forever continue
Everything
to fight
else is
Israel.
nefarious
That's the reality.
and vacuous and innocuous. Any relationships through the UN, these geopolitical interests or whatever that leverage Palestinian blood and have for decades and held them in contempt is worthless. Those relationships are worthless to Palestinian lives. It doesn't get anywhere.
Palestinians are born shaheeds.
Oh my God! Yes, you should totally shaheed
On
yourself.
that
There are a
note,
bunch of other countries
on
that
that
hate
note,
you in the
on that
region.
note, Jason, Allahu Akbar. Goodbye.
Allahu
That is not smart enough to have that type of conversation.
Well, Mickey, you were here when we talked about that hadith earlier, right?
Oh, that was hilarious. Yeah.
It's still, I think that's still now. I think that's my favorite hadith now.
Dude, I sent it to homegirl and I'm waiting to get yelled at.
Huge fans.
I can't wait till she wakes up, reads that, and screams at me about what it's supposed to actually
Huge fan. Wow, I never would have guessed, Bob.
What? Huge fan.
Never would have guessed.
I think it's the voice.
Whistle Fantasy, do you like my vernacular, bro? Sometimes I bring it out. The rest of the time, I'm just sleepy and dumb.
Okay, everyone's like taking forever to connect. I don't know what's going on here.
Maybe it's you. Maybe you're the problem.
Am I the problem?
Why don't you just let me accept them?
I ask myself that every day, and I come to the conclusion that, yes, I am, and I don't give a fuck.
Am I the drama?
I'm not the drama. The problem, possibly, but the drama, no. Hell no.
I disagree.
How am I the drama, bro? Like, I just do my thing. If people don't like
I'm
it,
sorry.
whatever.
Did we not talk about that Discord that you made? Was that not drama, Mickey?
Dude, everyone was in there of their own accord. That is their problem.
Mickey, half the people that joined didn't know what the fuck they were joining into.
They can bounce, and it's literally in the title. And by the way, most of the heavy hitters already left. They had their fun and they're gone. So it's whatever now. It's not a big deal. I'm probably just gonna nuke the whole thing.
All
anyway.
three of those people that were just trying to connect just disconnected. What just happened?
They're connected on my end. Let me let them up if they request again.
Here, let's see if it'll let Effie.
And by the way, that was a fight that several
Oh,
pro-Israelis and several pro-Pallies wanted. They wanted this. They jumped in that Discord. They duked it out for days, and I mean days. And
Mickey,
wish
I
saw-
jumped in and was immediately told to get in a gas chamber.
Bro, you don't understand.
Oh, I wanted to join that. What the hell?
All I did was peek in every once in a while.
How are
Everyone
you?
was
Hello,
there
Effie.
of their own accord. That's my disclaimer. They were doing whatever, like pro-Israel, pro-Pally, whatever. Like they were all roasting each other, doing terrible things.
Mickey, I was told to jump in a gas chamber within 5 seconds of joining because they saw that I joined. I'm not even Jewish. I joined
You're a
in,
Jew- Well, you're a
Look,
Jew
all I did was
sympathizer.
I set it up. A bunch of people came in when TikTok got shut down. They fought for 24/7 for 4 days straight.
Ooh, can I post videos of dead Russians in there?
One of them decided it was enough and nuked the chat.
Can I start posting videos of dead Russians?
Who, me?
No, me.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! We're gonna traumatize people.
Actually, you know that one person, don't say names, but that one person I've been yelling at about like not saying anti-Semitic or racist shit. I was like they asked about like talking shit about Russians. I'm like, yeah, that's okay.
I was fucking.
I was like, yeah, look, if you have to say,
Oh no!
you can drag the Russians. For
If you guys want to join my Discord server, by the way, I'll put a. Hang on, let me put a link in my link tree for my Discord channel. Because I should probably be doing that.
Who's else going to get a watermelon after this? Or just me?
Well, actually, that sounds really good.
Are you, Mickey? Are you gonna fuck it?
No, I was talking to eat.
No, dude, only baked goods get these fingers.
No, Mickey. This isn't about fingers. Remember.
I know what it's about, but it also says
If a
dough up
man
there.
makes a hole in a melon,
I'm sticking to the dough. See the dough part right there? The dough.
so or some dough.
Or some dough.
Wait, Bob, were you not here for the Hadith?
I was here.
I've
read this
Best
before.
Hadith ever, bro, or Sunnah, whatever this is. I can't remember how to distinguish.
This is Sahih. This
That
is
is
authentic.
Hilarious.
Yeah, on my live yesterday, I went over just a bunch of really, really weird hadiths. I was like,
Bro,
oh, we
do
did.
you want me to, when Homegirl wakes up and sees that, do you want me to bring her over here to try to give her explanation on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
And ask her about the one where like babies come out crying from Satan. I'm really curious. Like, why?
Wait, what?
Babies come out crying because Satan pricks them with like a needle.
Ooh.
And I want to know why Satan does that.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only reason babies cry is because of the prick.
What?
Where do I go to Linktree? Sign. How do I sign into Linktree?
Someone's asking what the hadith number is, Sam.
I can't remember what Hadith book this is in, but we found it a little bit ago. It's written by Ibn Qayyim.
Danny said, I don't get why so many people are siding against democracies in favor of dictatorships. Because
True.
education.
Okay, so when and if she wakes up soon, hopefully she'll just jump right in here and
Wait, who is it, Zaddy?
Mickey, the
if
second she
shows
says
up,
something
you'll know.
anti-Semitic, she's gone.
No, I know. Like
Who is
she
it,
knows
Zaddy?
the rules. Huh?
Let's leave
What's their TikTok? Oh,
I'll give you
Lima.
2 guesses, but you only need 1.
I already said it.
Yeah,
Oh.
Lima. Yeah. Yeah.
This would be interesting. Oh, she's been a little bit better lately.
A little less
bit.
Yahtzee.
She's been a little bit better Islamist lately.
A little better Islamist.
Yeah,
That's good.
slightly less like terrible on these
That's
lives.
actually amazing. She's changing, converting.
Do I not know the password to my Linktree now?
Wasn't she good like yesterday and the day before, Anushka? Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention.
She's saying no. I mean, and she's usually right. So
Yeah, maybe I missed it.
the comments, yeah, her comments are usually really bad.
Did I forget the
Hey,
password?
Anushka, I'm heading up there today. I guess it's today. I keep thinking it's tomorrow because I haven't slept very much. But I'm heading up. I'm gonna hang out with Golda a little bit. Because I like to see people like change, and a little bit of change. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know what I'm saying.
Your lives are crazy. I can't. Those
My lives are crazy. No,
Yeah.
some of them.
Every one I've been in.
You've never been to my professional lives where I have like an Israeli ambassador visit, or
No, I've never been to any of those. It's always been screaming. Absolute
Wow.
Yahtzee.
Okay. So a couple times now, I hosted with Tango and with who's the other one? History Revealed, and I had these people that I've spoken to before in the course of my actual real world work, right? So an Israeli ambassador who was the interim ambassador for Costa Rica and also the consul general for Florida and Puerto Rico. So he came through to talk about Israeli diplomacy in Latin America, and yeah, so it was a really positive discussion about like, and I'm very selective with the panelists. It's you know, it's like 4 of us that I know can handle like an actual like roundtable type vibe, right?
Yeah.
So there's that, and then I had one of the foremost experts on Hezbollah in Latin America from DC, or he's a DC based guy.
What's his name?
Emanuele Ottolenghi, and up until recently he was also part of FDD, Foundation for Defense of Democracy, and also did a lot of work with Wilson Center and Center for a Secure Free Society. I think he worked with them, or at least he did some outreach with one of the other experts named Joseph Umire.
But what's your reason for doing the what's your reason for like doing the Yahtzee lives? Because everyone kind of has a different
doing the I don't do the
like
Yahtzee lives.
like letting people up that just I mean, do you do it
the
just to
jihadi
show their
girlies
size?
versus
Yes.
like whoever wants to
Yes.
rumble with them? I don't know,
Yes.
man. Just let them fucking tear at each other. Like our gay buddies, 3 of them are ready to rock and roll and, you know, have a gloves off like the zesty Zionist versus the jihadi girlies type of thing.
That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah. And I don't know if you noticed, but like sometimes when that sort of gloves, and sometimes just what people want, and I started separating the different, right? I have my little professional lives, mostly just chill lives, and then like if the interests or the people are shifting, I'm like, hey, we're gonna go ahead and shift to you know, right now everybody's gonna fight, or everybody's going to hey, we're having a chill discussion. I'm not gonna bring up anybody who's gonna like, you know, get crazy. And then the other thing that I noticed a couple of times was that when people were, you know, saying crazy things, I could, you know, put everyone on Showtime, pause, and have a, you know, short and sweet discussion about like why they were wrong, or why they were, you know, what the issue there was, you know. And I've even had like some pros that tell me, hey, let them run their mouths. Like if we always meet them and drop them and nobody knows how, like people know how vile they are, but like also like I'm not here to expose, like everybody's already exposed, right? But at the same time, like I found room for having quick discussions on, hey, what is actually Islamophobia versus what is actually anti-Semitism, and why is this anti-Semitic trope so stupid? You know, because like a lot of it, I'm like, this is just pure ignorance, like a total lack of curiosity when it comes to actually digging into any of this information that you guys pull up. And here's the parallels between like anti-Semitism and racism and microaggressions and blood libels, right? And what is
I'm sorry, hold on. Did you just say libels?
Let me say it the way I say it, okay?
Do you not think, like, I respect your lives, of course, and respect you, but do you not think giving them that attention makes them just get worse and just make it?
They're already bad, and that's why, like, when they all wanted to fight,
but it fuels them. Is what he's getting at.
They're already there.
It gives them a platform to spread it and validate that shitty fucking talk.
All across this fucking platform anyway. Everybody platforms everyone. Like that's the thing. Like at some point, and what I find is a lot of people like get upset about platforming people and then go platform the same people. It's kind of dumb.
No, I get you.
Yeah. But yeah, and it did open up some opportunities to actually talk about a few things, because like they'll bring up like the 109 countries trope. It's one of the most ignorant fucking things. If you are any kind of a casual or continuing education student of history, you can look at the meme where I had no idea where they were getting this stuff, because even they didn't know where they were getting this idea of 109 countries. Right. That half of which didn't exist when you actually look at the meme that it's from.
They're not even real countries. Some of them aren't even real.
Well, some of them are the same territory, country, or city, and then they're not even looking at the historical same year, and on this list, all right, and it's the most, it's clearly like this 4chan, Twitter,
Reddit
meme, Reddit shit, right? That someone splotched together, and if you look down the list immediately, you're seeing a city and you're seeing a very specific context, like Alexandria in 412, where it's like, okay, if you know what was going on at that time, you had a lot of Christian violence against not only Jewish communities there, but against the last of the pagans, and the burning down of the Library of Alexandria, and the murder and dismemberment of Hypatia, right? One of the leading scientists and philosophers of her time. Right. Yeah. So you've got all this context of in that time, and that was a shift in terms of Roman politics too.
And also, a lot of those places also didn't just kick out Jewish people. They kicked out, like,
Exactly.
By the way,
But that's the problem.
You find like 5 of them. You find like 5 of them are 1492. They're the Reconquista, and it's literally the entire Iberian Peninsula. And they're mentioning a whole bunch of areas in the Iberian Peninsula that are the same fucking place in the same fucking time frame. And it's Muslims that got kicked out with the Jews as well, all back to North Africa and the Ottoman Empire.
Hey, so if you guys want to join my Discord server, there ain't much. I revamped it, so there ain't much in it. But the link tree is now in, or the link tree in my bio now contains the Discord server link.
I wanted to say that the problem is that they only like repeat slogans, trendy slogans that they find online by the trend. And what sealed the deal for me about that was in one of Lion's lives, one of them used the word apartheid, and then Lion asked him, what is the definition of apartheid? And he said, well, I don't need to know the definition of every word I use. So that's, for me, it was like, okay, so you're just repeating something you heard. You never even try to figure out what it is that you're saying. You're just repeating someone else's words.
Exactly.
So that
Wait,
is
guys,
the main problem.
Can I tell you one more thing about that meme that I noticed immediately? I'm so sorry, Effie. What I noticed when I was reading it, if you have any clue about geography, when you're looking at that list of so-called countries/territories, you realize half of them are cities, half of it's the same context and missing context, whatever, right? It doesn't take long to figure that out. But then also, it's almost, when you look at the list, it's almost as if someone looked across a European map from left to right and started at one time frame and found something that happened left to right across the map just within Europe. That's all they did. Like it goes from left to right across a map as you're reading the list, if you know what you're looking at. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry if I cut you off, Effie.
It's okay. I don't know what meme you're referring to, but
it's the 109 countries trope that Jews were kicked out of 109 countries.
It was posted a long time ago on an Australian website, then was shared to like 4chan, then was shared to Reddit, and then was now on TikTok and everything else.
Yeah, but the way they operate is the same. It doesn't matter if it's this meme or apartheid or G-side. They're just repeating themselves because they heard it somewhere, but they don't even have the decency to, for a minute, try it. Even ask ChatGPT or Google the definition of the word. What is apartheid? What is the definition of G-side?
Yeah, my
favorite lack of education, a lack of
funny.
experience, and a lack of critical thinking. You know, I mean, like, and a lack of curiosity. I mean, like, dude, like if I sit and watch like a historical drama, I start pulling out Wikipedia at the least to understand more about what was going on at that time frame. You know what I mean? Like, as a
most of them grew up in a generation where they have everything in the palm of their hands. Like they, in a press of a button, they have everything in their hands. So they don't have the capacity or the experience to go and look up things like we did, because when we were young, computers weren't that common and internet was just in the beginning, and we had to go to libraries and open encyclopedias and do research in a more in-depth way. They don't have that. They lack that experience, which makes them less intelligent in the sense of that they don't understand the need of going and research things and critical thinking. They just don't have the capacity for it.
Yeah, like how to question. Yeah, you stated it.
Dawn hasn't spoke yet. He has red bars though.
Dawn, are you alive? Or Dawn?
Dawn, are you alive? I'm alive.
What the fuck?
Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me. I want to meet him, bro. I want to meet.
Thank you for trying, Dawn. Habitual.
Yeah, dude. I actually want to meet the guy.
Start commenting on his shit.
I am Ukrainian, and this is my.
Tell me he has a fan.
Got a lot of those.
Oh, Zaddy, I ended up meeting Bill Cosby. It's good.
I mean, good, I guess.
Hang on. Do you tell me you at least remember the last half of your interaction with him?
Remember it?
Yeah.
Define
There's
remember.
there's not a big not a big black space in your memory.
No, I woke up in a bed and I was fine.
I was about to get real. Like, I don't know if that's a flex that you have, Bill Cosby. I would keep that to myself. Fucking you.
I came back just to ask one question. Mickey, if you come up to Jersey and I go down to hang out with you and Goldie, are you going to be bringing your T-shirts with you?
Well, I haven't had a chance to print any of them, but we can figure it out. You can help me game plan that shit.
Oh, that is the funniest thing to come out of the whole thing.
Oh my god, dude! I'm gonna ride that I'm gonna do the t-shirts, but I was thinking do the booty shorts for sure.
Oh, the booty shorts have to happen.
I don't care if 15 people buy them. It's just for shits and giggles. I want some pictures.
I will definitely buy a pair.
Hey, Effie, someone in YouTube chat, because you called me a Jew simp earlier. They said Jew simp, a jimp.
Just
I feel like that's a slur. You fucking you fucking jimp.
If you ever come to Arizona, I'll get you front row Arizona Cardinal tickets if you want. Well, some good games.
What?
Not really, actually.
Not really, actually.
Our team sucks. I've been offered them. I just sold them because the games are.
How much you make off of them?
Couple $100, sometimes a couple thousand, depending on what time. She give them to us.
Stand outside the stadium selling last second for cash.
Actually, yeah, that's probably a better idea. I sold them online on Facebook.
Hey Sam, do you think I should risk my back snowboarding?
I love snowboarding.
100%.
Okay, I'm gonna risk my back snowboarding.
I risked my head for fucking skateboarding, and I regret it. But
it's just Sam and I have backs where like he's way worse than I am, but like every so often I'm feeling it down there. I'm like, if I turn the wrong way, will this thing just like snap off?
I know my back is bad.
I just popped half my spine.
Oh, I finally got my free chiropractic visits, dude, from the VA community care. And I'm gonna get the massage therapy shit too.
Oh god damn it! There's another bot in my chat.
I've got to get a tumor removed from my spine. It's good.
Oh Jesus!
Nice.
Is that hitting your nerves? Like, is that pinching?
It's about to touch the spinal cord, which will make it so my brain doesn't go to my like hands and shit.
Ooh.
That's kind of where I'm at, except not that.
Called it Synrex, I think, or Synrex. No, what the fuck it's
like
called.
That's in your lower back, or is it higher up?
It's in the middle.
I have a Schwarls node at my L1, L2.
But the good thing is the company is paying me a lot of money to do studies on
Hello,
it.
Debilch.
Dude, I feel like medically we should be at the point where we could literally just replace people's like lower spine and lumbar at a minimum, if not the whole entire spine. You know what I mean? Such an issue.
Yeah,
Lower back
like
especially
3D printing.
Yeah, we should be past this right now. Throw some titanium in there and call it a day. But like, Jesus.
Bionic people.
Yeah, we should have replacements for your lower back. Like the second you start having problems, you're like, here, we're just gonna like get rid of this.
Yeah, you would think. I also think the dentistry industry is really archaic. The way they
No.
do
Well, the way the
awful.
insurance is set up, and they still consider so many things as cosmetic.
Yep.
When it's necessary. In fact, I'm trying to deal with that with one of my daughters right now. Like, I really wish we'd been in a little bit of a position where I was.
And you have to have like really good insurance for it, otherwise you're just.
With good insurance, you still end up on a fucking payment plan because you're. At least in my case, I've been forking out $12 grand minimum to do everything for my daughter, all three of my daughter's teeth. So.
I'm fucking tired.
5 Yahtzees tonight.
No, that was just last night. All we had tonight was Jason came back.
I booty
Jason is the worst. I came in where he said something about the Egypt peace deal and stuff like that. The thing that he doesn't realize that Egypt stopped attacking us or trying to attack us.
Yep.
So
Thank you for
Because
joining the
can't
team.
have peace with someone that is like constantly saying the sole purpose of our existence is to genocide all Jews.
Oh, Effie, he knows that. He's playing dumb. He said
Oh.
that he wants people to fight.
I don't think he's
Oh
playing,
no, he said
though.
Palestinians are born to be shaheeds.
Yeah.
And then he got shahided.
Fuck it. Golda, did you know that we found out that Muslims did in fact invent something?
The what?
Muslims did in fact invent something. Do you want to take a guess at what it was?
What?
The fleshlight.
Nuh-uh.
I have here for you a Sahih Hadith.
Didn't they?
Is that going to be in the Palestinian Museum?
If a Golda,
Didn't they
Hey, wait,
invent geometry?
no, the fuck they didn't. Golda, this is a Sahih Hadith. If a man makes a hole in a melon or some dough or a leather skin or the worn out part of the base of a statue, still want to know what that means, and penetrates into it, this is already related to the detailed description we have presented. I have said this is more expedient than him masturbating with his hand. And Ahmad said regarding whoever has an overbearing desire such that he cannot dominate himself and fears that his testicles may burst, quote, feed it.
So American Pie is about this hadith?
That is pretty crazy. I mean, I guess that's a good invention, I think.
Yeah, the fleshlight.
Bob's sitting there looking over at his bed like, thank you, Muslims.
I mean, it's
No, but Sam, who actually invented the fleshlight? Because like that's a money making operation.
I think that was Muslims based on this hadith. That would be probably the earliest recorded. That would be the earliest recorded instance of a fleshlight.
Now I'm curious who invented the actual one.
I'd count this.
Yeah, whoever invented the real one probably got it off of that. Was like,
I bet you it was a Jew.
Okay, I'm fucking tired, and I've had one opposition the whole time. Mickey, you actually scared off older millennial. You actually scared him off.
What happened?
Millennial didn't know about Mickey's bread videos.
Oh God, good.
He came up to argue about Russia, and he got so uncomfortable he actually left.
Zaddy's bread was up here too.
Yeah, Zaddy's bread was moaning. Bob.
So now we know how to move older
What?
without offending him all the way.
Who's this? Hello, MAGA. What's up?
It's bad.
You're muted. Hello?
That was probably an accidental.
All right.
He's pro-Israel.
Man, we got like barely any likes today and barely any views.
It's been dead, not just for you.
Yeah, I know. Renzi said she opened a live earlier. She got so bored she actually unblocked all the people she had on her block list just to get some people to fight with, and nobody showed up.
When I did a live, I got like 5 Yahtzees. It was decent. It's good.
Yeah,
All you gotta do is just look Jewish.
I scared away like 2 people that I had that came on my live, and then no one else came after that.
Fuck. Okay. Go to Linktree in my bio, guys. Follow me on all my socials. What? Is Dante pro or against? I don't know. Dante, are you for the prompts? Sam, I sent you some statue stuff on Telegram. Oh no.
Ruined statue hole.
Oh Jesus. Make sure you guys follow me on all my socials on my Linktree in my bio. Just in case this app dies again. Dante, I'm saying, are you pro? Like, do you agree with the topics that I have up here, or are you against them?
Yeah, even Nick's live hasn't been that.
Yeah, it hasn't.
Been the exact same people every time.
Same repeat idiots.
Oh, he says he agrees.
Oh, God damn it. Okay.
It's all the pro-Pally's rejects. Seriously.
All right, I'm going to bed.
Good night, Sam.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Oh, 4 hours on the dot. Neat. Good night. Good night.